Okay, welcome everybody to the GC REIA University, the spring edition 2024. Good to have all of you. If you're on Zoom, welcome. You'll have your chance to speak with a lot of speakers, so don't be shy about it. We've got some attendees here in Independence, and welcome on Zoom all over the United States. All right, so welcome everybody. My name is Michael Dennis. I'll be your lead instructor for the class. Tonight, what we're going to talk about is kind of why you're here, why you want to be investing in real estate over any other method, okay, and why it's urgent that we get going, okay, because there's great opportunities. You don't live forever. We're in the right spot at the right time, so we definitely want to take advantage of all that, okay. If you had a chance to see the real estate expo last week, earlier in the week, you'll see a little bit about how we're going to do this. But if you're new to this, it's a very interactive class. We do a lot of different things that promote your well-being and your empowerment. So I think you'll find it very entertaining and very engaging and very useful. Okay. Start the class. My name is Michael Dennis. I'll get to who I am in the second half today. But I always start out each class with a couple of real estate quotes to get you going, get you thinking a little bit, so you're in that mode so you can really empower yourself. And our remote is not working. Pause that just for a second. Okay, getting back to where we were, I like to start out each class with a quote by someone that will inspire you. All right, we'll talk about that, how entrepreneurs think, how they act. Okay, first one is by Dr. King. This really summarizes how your career is going to go at every stage. There'll be days that you are making it look easy. Everything will come together for you. All the calls are right. All the people are right. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. And you are just flying on top of the world. There's going to be some days you're going to be trying as hard as you can. Get up early, you stay up late, and absolutely nothing is working. Okay? So even if you can't fly, crawl, then walk, then run, then fly. All right? The only thing I really care about in this class for you is to make sure that you are 1 inch better than you were yesterday. That's all I care about. Some days it'll come natural to you. Okay, and things will just fly and everything is put together. Other days it's going to be a real struggle. Just keep grinding, keep clawing, keep stepping forward no matter what happens. Some days it'll be an inch by inch. Some days you'll be way ahead, miles to miles. Okay, but you got to have that mindset. What I want you to think from this day forward is there's no 0 days. What I mean about no 0 days is that's a mindset. That every day I will make progress on something. All right. And the only things you can control in this world, 2 things, is your effort level and your attitude. That's it. Okay. Now, your attitude is kind of how you adjust to some things. We each have our bad coffee days. And sometimes we're good, sometimes we're not. But if your energy level's there and you're putting in the grind every day, I promise you, you will break free. I've had times in my career where, nothing seems to be working. And I'm putting in 12-hour days. And I'm pushing and I'm grinding and I'm doing all this. And there's other days where I'm like, maybe I just need to take a break. And the next day, I get a phone call unexpected and it breaks the whole ice. Okay, you got to have that mindset. The only thing you cannot do as an adult, there's nothing, ladies and gentlemen, as an adult that's easy, except one thing: giving up and quitting. That's it. That's it. Everything else you do as an adult, I don't care what it is, job, career, or family, takes work, it takes risk, it takes grind. Okay, so I want to just embed that mindset that no matter what occurs to you in this business, you don't quit and you keep moving forward. Even when you're not getting the results. I'm going to show you some examples how I was grinding and clawing and scratching. I just couldn't get the results I wanted yet. Don't worry about that. That's part of your growing pains. That's part of what you're doing. Don't think that you're a failure, you don't have what it takes. That has nothing to do with it. Okay, 3% of the people in this country are self-employed. 97% work for others. And the only reason these people have 3% are self-employed is because they didn't quit. That's it. That's it. That's the only difference. They don't have any superpower. They don't have any connections. They don't know people you don't know. They just didn't quit. Okay, next one. By Bill Gates. If you were born poor, it's not your mistake. If you remain poor your whole adult life, then it's on you. Okay. Now, some of you feel that, hey, man, I have what it takes. Just no one's shown me the path yet. Raise your hand if you feel that way. Be brutal. Okay. I'm going to show you 100 different paths. And I don't expect you to be good at all of them. But you'll find one. You go, hey, oh my God, that's me. Yeah, I can do that blindfolded. That just connects with me. All right. I can be the best in the world at that. I'll tell you that right now. And you'll know it when you see it. Okay. It's like when you're shopping for a car. I don't know what car I want until I see it. Then I know that's the car I want. Okay. That's the house I want. That's the person I want. You'll know it when you lay eyes on it. All right. I'm going to expose you to all these 31 flavors of ice cream. And you're going to find one that appeals to you. That's half the battle of professional success. Okay. Is finding where you belong, what you're naturally drawn to. Okay. So once I get you there, I want you to outwork everybody. We're going to show you how to outwork everybody and where you belong. Okay. So how many people in here, just before we go on, had struggles as a child economically? Raise your hand. Did you grow up, anybody grow up with a silver spoon? All right. Or were we all middle class and below? Okay. Most of us are middle class and below. Okay. Modest home. You know, we had roof over our head and some food and kind of had to figure everything out on our own. And that's okay. That's right where you need to be. Because most of the people that we were jealous of as kids that had everything, if you look at them today, you don't want to be them. You really don't want to be them. They've got a lot of life struggles. They've got a lot of problems, and they have no training on how to get out of them. So don't feel bad that you were behind schedule as a kid. A lot of people are like, you know, that was always someone else's destiny. I'll never be that good. Yes, you will. You're going to be even better. Okay. But you had to go through some of that suffering so that it motivated you to never want to go back. All right. How many people in here are just so determined to get out of that cycle of generational poverty? Raise your hand. I mean, you'll do whatever it takes to say, no, I can't do it. I got to be the one in my family that breaks this. It's my family, they're not getting it. They don't see it. I see it. I just don't know how to do it yet. That's how I was. I was like, man, I love my family. They're the greatest family in the world, but they don't see what I see. Okay, they don't understand. They're not bad people, but they're not. They don't have that vision and drive that I have. Because I'm going to change the whole dynamic. I'm getting us out of the lower class. I'm getting us out of the middle class. I'm getting us into the power formula. If I have to give up years of my life to do it, so be it. So be it. That's what it takes. Okay. Because I hate to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I get brutal sometimes. 100 years from now, your house will be sold. All your cars will be gone. All the possessions you have will be long gone. You might have a picture on the wall of a great-granddaughter 100 years from now. All right. The only way they'll remember you, okay, is if you gave them wealth to pass on. I'll prove it to you. How many people in here know the first name of your grandparents? Raise your hand. How many people know the first name of your great-grandparents? How many people know first name of your great-great-grandparents? Yeah, see what I mean? Generations die out. And the only reason you remember their name is if they gave you something. They passed on something. They'll remember your name. They'll remember your name because you set them up for life 100 years later. I'm going to show you how to do that for generations. Okay. That's what Bill Gates is talking about. He wants to get you wealthy. By the way, he doesn't pass a lot of it on to his kids, believe it or not. The people that are super rich, they tell you, I'm not passing this on to my kids. Do you know why they don't do that? It would ruin them. It would simply ruin them. Okay. So it's kind of fun that we want to have our kids have better lives, but we're not going to give them anything. Oh, you're going to give them a lot of it. You're going to give them the path, the hunger, to spread their wings on their own. Because if you bury them in wealth, what do they turn out to be? Not what you want. Nothing you're proud of. So we gotta get the power and then distribute it properly. That's what we're gonna work. All right. Let's get this going. Gotta get your cards. Hold on. 1 second here. We're gonna fill out your cards. People, if you are on Zoom and you're seeing this, take out a piece of paper because we're going to talk about it. This is the cards for everybody in class. Okay, I want to get to know you a little bit. You get to know me a little bit. Okay. Who has some extra pens that they can give to the people in the back? Oh, beautiful. Over prepared. Love it. You are ready to roll. Right. It's this pen. See all over time. If you're sitting at home, take your cards. This is how you fill them out. Excuse me. In line 1, just give me your name on there. Line 2, give me a contact phone number in case we need to change class at any time. Don't worry about this. I do not get this out to the public. Number 3 is, what are your real estate goals? And I want you to give me 2 of them. Short term, which is 1 year and under, and long term, 10 years from now. Give me 1 year from now, 10 years from now. Okay. Number 4, what is your real estate experience? Are you an investor? Are you a beginner? Are you a realtor? Are you an attorney? Tell me what experience you've had. Okay, if you're just starting out or you're in the middle of your career. Something I've added, okay, to this just recently. Number 5, if you have to flip your card over, I want you to tell me the name or the names of the people that you're doing this for. Don't use your own name. Is you doing this for your family? Are you doing this for your friends, your kids? I need to know who you're doing this for, and I want to hear their names. Right? That's good. Every time you adjust it, it's got to redo the whole thing again. Okay, getting back to the show. Okay. Keep your cards for a minute. We'll collect them. We'll talk about it in a second. First thing I want to talk about when we get into this is why real estate? Why not get in the stock market or Bitcoin or you know, go gambling and bet on football. Why are we doing real estate? Of all the places we can place our money, why are we doing real estate? Only three of us, 3%, okay, become financially independent. We're going to talk about what financially independent means. Out of a group of 100 men and women, okay, and this is by the Social Security Department of the United States government. At age 65, this is how it's going to look for you at age 65. 29 of us didn't make it. 55 are financially dependent on others, okay? So we're not self-sufficient. 13 live below the poverty level. What is the poverty level in Ohio right now for an individual? 30% or 13%. Not over a percentage. What's a dollar amount per year? Is it like 20,000? It's in the teens, okay? If you're in the high teens, that's the poverty cutoff. That means you get special insurances, you get special privileges, okay? That's still over $1,000 a month. Depending on where you live, I know people that make it on less than $1,000 a month somehow, okay? So if you're in the high teens, you're still considered in the poverty level. They can barely make it. You get special privileges by the government and the county. But only 3 of us have achieved financial independence. Okay. Between now and retirement age, the odds are against you of saving anything. The American worker spends $100.20 of every $100 to go out there. One of the greatest things I'm going to teach you in 6 weeks is what's called financial literacy. So that you understand how money works. You can't make a lot of money to understand how it works and why it works. That's disheartening. Would it shock you to learn that a lot of people that make above average income in Ohio, the average income, the median income in Ohio for a household is about $52,000 to $55,000. That's about $1,000 for a household. Now, they skillfully weave that in. Is that a person? Or is that a man and a woman working, or brother and sister working? What's household? It means anybody who's an adult contributor is about $1,000 a week. That's the median. There's people below that. There's people above that. Okay. I want to get you well above that, so that you can do the things that you want to do in life. Okay. And it might not be for you. We're going to see if you're going to make it. On your piece of paper, I want you to write down a number, okay, from 1 to 6. Any number you 1 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Write it down. Everybody got their number? You got their number from 1 to 6? We're going to see which category you're going to be in. I'm going to roll this up against the wall and see where you land. We had a 2. Nobody had a 2. Okay. Usually we get one person that can even do it. You need to be able to do that twice in a row correctly. Not just once, but twice in a row correctly, which is about 1 in 36 odds to be financially. If you can't call 2 dice in a row correctly, you're going to be dead or dead broke by 65, unless we change that path right now. And I'm going to change your path. Okay, that's how serious. I got your attention now. If you can't do that twice in a row, you've got the same odds of being dead or dependent on others or living in poverty. And you're better than that. You wouldn't be in this seat or on the Zoom conference if you were not better. You just need to be shown the way to do it. I have to shock you where you're going to end up if you don't do it. That gets your attention. That got my attention when I was 16 years old. I knew I had to do something because I didn't want to end up in that wrong category. Okay. All right. So far, so good. Which group will you be in? Unfortunately, nobody could call it 2 dice in a row. Don't feel bad. Very few people can do it. Okay. Now, I want to talk to you about what financial freedom really is, okay? So that you understand. Because everyone has a different definition. Do you know what category all by itself makes 90% of the United States millions? Take a wild guess. Real estate. 90%. Everything else combined, stocks, writing a book, inventors, Bitcoin, everything else doesn't even make up 10%. So that should make you smile. You're on the right track. You're in the right class. Well, what are you going to do when you get there? Now, we're going to talk about, do you have to be a big fancy millionaire to do it? I'm going to show you what financial freedom is. It has nothing really to do with money at all, believe it or not. If you want financial freedom, one of the benefits is you wake up without an alarm clock. How many people would give anything to go to bed when they want and get up when they raise your hand? How many times when that alarm clock goes off in the morning and you're like, oh my God, I don't feel good. I don't have enough rest, but I still got to make it through the day. Raise your hand. It's horrible. Listen, I live it. You feel like you're in a prison. You feel like you're in a jail. You don't even feel like you're living life the way it's supposed to be. Like, what is this? This is not life. You got to get up and you got to live on someone else's time clock. Okay? And that's not how it was supposed to be. So now you can get up when you want. If you got up when you want, would you have a more productive day, you think? Why is that? Because you're living life on your terms, playing to your strengths, not someone else's timeline, someone else's strengths. Okay? Number 2, you're in no rush. You can set your own schedule. How many people at your jobs or careers right now do you get to set your entire day the way that you choose to set it? Don't feel bad. 97% of the people are told when to be there, what to do, okay, and how to do it. I got to get you out of that 97%. So you're going to be the top 3%. You notice I haven't mentioned any money. I'm going to keep doing this to show you it's not all about money. Okay? Freedom is what you want. Money buys freedom. When you get older, you don't care about as much money as you think. He's like, I don't need fancy stuff at my age. I've lived my life. I've got things that I'm comfortable with. I don't need to have all this and have all that. But what I do want is my time. So that's what you're really chasing. Next, you get to plan out your own day. When you get to work, go through a bunch of tasks that someone else has given to you, and you got to perform them at a high level, professionally. Okay, if not, you can lose your job. Okay, you'll lose your career, it'll suffer. Right? And you're not feeling good, you're not rested, you're not mentally on board, but you got to somehow suck it up, and you got to do it the whole way through. So someone else has planned your day. How many people have to drive to work every day? Is it fun driving on Cleveland highways in the rain, the snow, the traffic jams? Okay. It's an absolute nightmare, isn't it? Even in the spring, it rains every day. We still got, it was snowing earlier this week. Got 2 inches of snow. All right. After St. Patrick's Day, which is usually when the snow stops. All right. Cars break down. You ever find some crazy drivers on the highway in the morning? It's absolute circus. People get hurt. People get injured. People lose their life. A lot of traffic jams happen in the morning. A lot of accidents happen in the morning when you're not awake, when you're not ready to go. You work on your own terms. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the kind of person that I can perform at a very high level if I have those first 4 or 5 things. But if I had to get up when someone told me, do someone else's schedule, do someone else's job that I don't really like, not passionate about, I would have lower production than you have by far. I'm unemployable. That's a shocking thing to say for somebody. I got all the education, all the credentials. I can't be employed. I wouldn't know what to do with this. Okay. And I'm going to get you in that mindset that, like, look, I can make money on my own with my own skill set. Why in the world would I work for you when I can work for myself? Okay. Can you imagine work if you could take a break anytime you want? For lunch or whatever? Can you imagine that? What do you get, a lunch hour? You got to be back on time, or you get docked or yelled at. Okay? They tell you what to do, when to do, and how to do it. All right? You set your own schedule. You want to go see your kids play? Go do it. Not feeling well today? Take the day off so you're energized again. You got something going on with your family? Take a half a day and do it. Imagine if you could read, relax, or exercise whenever you felt like it. How much stronger would you really be? Double, at least. Okay. Wow, that person's really looking great. Got a smile, and you know they're doing great. They're happy. Okay. That's what financial independence can bring to you. That's real financial freedom. I've never said one thing about you got to be a fancy this or fancy that, because everyone's different. Everyone's different. I've had people come in here where their grandmother gave them $500,000 on their 18th birthday. And they're like, what's the problem? Why are all you peasants and mortals working? I don't have to do that. And there's other people that come in here and they came from a different country. They barely speak English and they're working their tail off every day, working harder than I was working. Okay. Just to live in meager means and just get a roof over their head. And they think that this is fabulous. Okay. Because they can do whatever they want, whenever they want. And they're learning English, they're doing better. They've got extra money at the end of the week and they don't know what to do with it because where they came from, they don't have any of those things. None of those things. Try keeping up with their work ethic if you're having a problem. The greatest work ethics I have ever seen in my life, bar none, are for people that were not born in the United States. They will come over here and absolutely run circles around you and never complain a bit because that's the culture they came from. I'm going to shock you with that because that's who you're competing. Real estate investors that are hungry, they work 12, 15 hours a day. Get ready for it. But you know what they don't do? What time can I go now? It's 5 o'clock. I can't wait to get out. That's what you all do right now. Remember we did that in high school? Like, oh God, last class, the bus is here. I can't wait to go home from school. I can't wait to get out of here. The bus is here. We're going home today. Okay? Well, you're doing the same thing with a job. Right? Do you want to be a worker or a thinker? I got to get you out of the worker mindset. It's a little scary getting out of that because that's all you've ever been trained to do. High school, train you to be a good little worker. Maybe get an assistant manager job one day. Okay? They teach you that in college. Some colleges don't have entrepreneurship and they don't have real estate. I was the only real estate professor. They didn't know what, they looked at me like I was crazy. Because they're like, hey, this isn't a job. You're like, you're right, it's not a job. It's a career. Okay. The people that built the schooling systems wanted workers, not thinkers. So they trained you to be workers. So they could be above you and slave you. That's exactly how that's how they set it up. Okay, and you got to break through that. I'll be the owner. I'll be the thinker, and I'll take the risk. But to do that, you have to take some challenges and change the way you think on a few of these things. Don't worry, I'm going to be there for you. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit scary. It's okay. You're going to get through it. Okay. Now I'm going to go around the room. I'm going to ask you, which one of those boxes meant the most to you? Okay. Which one of those boxes hit a chord when I put it up on the screen? Which would you give anything to have right now? Don't know your names, but point to you. Which is the most important to you?
Wake up without an alarm.
Wake up without an alarm. You know, that would be one of my top ones too. I'm not a morning person. You're gonna figure that out. And you drag me out, I'm like a grumpy bear, believe me. Okay. But if I get to sleep until I want, I wake up a different person. Tell me which one meant the most to you.
You work on your own terms.
Work on your own terms.
Because like laid off and
That means a lot to you?
Yeah, that's another reason, like, being related like directly to the job. And then like management changes and then
Your whole life changes.
Yeah.
What's the box that meant the most to you?
Where you relax or exercise when you want to.
That'll be big for you?
Yeah, because I feel like, well, I prefer to exercise when I first wake up, but most days I'm running out to get to work, so, it throws everything.
Could you imagine if you got up, got a good workout in, and then took on the day? How much more productive would you be? Wow. Did you hear what he just said? A lot more. And when he's a lot more productive, he'll take on the challenges of being an entrepreneur. Okay, right now they're mental challenges, and there'll be physical challenges too. But I'll tell you what, he's going to come out energized. Okay, and by the time he's home from work at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, do you have any energy to take on the gym?
Barely I do it, but I know the difference between when I do it before I have to.
Okay, good. Steve, tell me which box means the most to you.
Same, working on your own terms, which I think kind of goes hand in hand with planning your own day.
You'd be much more productive. Would you be happier?
Oh yeah.
Good. What's the box that meant the most to you?
You can take a break at any time.
Okay, you're in a position right now where you're told when to go to lunch and when to go to the bathroom and all that, right? You don't like that at all. Right? If you had that freedom, it would make a difference in you. Okay, good. Tell me which box meant the most to you.
definitely working on my own terms.
Working on your own terms. That's something you've wanted to do for years. All right, and you're learning how to do that today. You're good. What box, Greg?
Plan out your own day.
Plan out your own day.
Yeah.
Because you get to work and someone's got your whole schedule for you.
Right. Basically, well, I'm a person that deals with structure anyway. That's how I am. But to have the structure set up the way I want to, it's a whole completely mindset.
And you'd be more productive?
Yes.
And much happier. Okay. In the back, which box meant the most to you?
I was also in the same box, so plan your own day.
Plan your own day. Because right now you don't get to do that.
So I don't work for anybody now, but I could see that with most value.
Right.
And I'm not a job, paid job. I don't work for myself.
Self-employed. Okay.
I
That makes
don't work with them.
that makes a difference. Okay. Because now you can structure your own day to play to your strengths. Good. Which box meant the most to you?
Please relax.
Okay. That's a big thing. Okay. Because you can read, relax, or exercise whenever you want to. We don't always want to do all three of those when society tells us we want to do it. Our body tells us when we want to exercise, when we want to read, when we want to relax. And it's never in line with our job. Never. All right. We got energy during our lunch break, which we shouldn't. And then we're supposed to handle everybody in the afternoon. We're exhausted. Okay. So it's a challenge. These are the benefits of living life on your own terms. Yes.
We had a few online people spoke about the ones that work on our own terms. The Dennis of work on our own terms. Todd said I plan my own day. And Doris said work on my own terms.
See, everybody wants to work on their own terms. And every one of those people on Zoom have one thing in common. They would be much more productive and much more happy doing their own thing. Not one of you have mentioned money yet. You get it? Isn't that a shocker to you? You don't have to be a gazillionaire to be happy. You don't. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you the greatest piece of advice I could ever tell you. I went to the top of the financial mountain. It isn't the money. It's who you become to get there. That's the magic. I didn't understand it because I didn't have any money. Excuse me. But when I got the money, I look back and I go, I don't look any different. I don't feel any different. Any different. But I was different. Because I thought different. I acted different. And I am different. I was able to empower people. It's not the money. It's the freedom. Okay. Well, some of you, we're going to talk about this later in the class, emphasize that. And that's okay. We'll make you tons of money. But I know people that make $100 grand a year and live paycheck to paycheck. How is that possible? Does anybody know somebody who makes a lot of money and doesn't seem to have any? Some of you in here, you make good money, but you don't seem to have any left over. How is that possible? Okay. You'd be shocked at how many people that I know make well over 100 grand a year and walk around broke. And I don't know how that can be done until I sit down with them and say, okay, where's it going? They work for their lifestyle. They don't work to build. If they got a bonus, they just go buy something with it. Or buy another subscription a monthly or something. They go spend it away on something. They don't build anything with it. I'm going to show you financial literacy. I'm going to teach you the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 model. That means every dollar he comes in, 1/3 goes to Uncle Scam, right? Tax man's going to take 1/3 of it right off the bat, if not more. Okay, 1/3 goes to your expenses. Okay, and 1/3 goes to investment. I'm going to teach you this. Every dollar is broken up in a triangle. If you do that for 3 years, your life is completely changing. If you do that for 5 to 6 years, you're on the path to wealth, serious wealth. And you can do it. That's not a big ask. It's not a big reach. It really isn't. There's a couple tweaks you need to make. All right. All right. Thank you for the Zoomers. Zoomers, don't be shy. I want to hear from you. Okay. Got plenty of action going today. Now, men are famous for their giant egos. Okay. And this is the hard thing for men. Men think they can do this all by themselves. Women are smarter and they know that they need to build a team. Okay. We're going to talk about your dream team on how to build this thing. These are some of the people that you're going to assemble so that you can get that financial freedom. Okay. Number one is a real estate agent or a realtor. Is anybody a real estate agent or a realtor in the class? One. Right? Two, we have 2 licensed agents. They went through training. I know I used to teach the training. All right. They can help you find exactly the target you're looking for. They're trained, okay, to help you find any property you wish. So during the break, you're going to get to know these people and tell them what you wish to find. For example, I'm looking for duplexes on the west side, 50,000 and under. Okay. They'll send you out an email link that anytime that property comes up on sale, they'll send it right to your email. It comes to you. Use these agents. Okay. They hustle, they work hard. All right. And they can be very, very helpful to you in your career. Okay. These are for properties in what's called the multiple listing service, which is kind of the Sears catalog. Yes, you can still make plenty of money buying the MLS. All right, we're going to talk about off-market properties as well, which never make it to the MLS, which is the common listing service. Scouts. How many of you are using Scouts right now to find what you want? What is a scout? Who can be a scout? Say it louder, Steve.
Anybody.
Give me an example. Anybody. It could be the postman, finds vacant property. It could be a friend. It could be every single human being in the club and in this class. You stand up and go, look, I'm looking for duplexes, west side, 50,000 and under. Okay, I'm paying a finder's fee if you find something for me. All you need to do is say something like that, and trust me, okay, they will bring you inventory. What you're trying to do is late at night, be on the computer, right? You got tech neck because you can't even move your neck anymore. And you can't move your hands because you got carpal tunnel. You think, I'll find that nugget somewhere No, no, no. I'm in 5 places tonight. I got scouts everywhere. They're getting financially paid to find me what I seek. But I train them and say, this is my target. This is what I seek. Don't bring me things that I don't seek. Okay? This is what I want. Find me something of this area or this value or this price range. Okay? All right. Now, how much do I pay scouts? Anywhere from $500 to $1,000 per property that I close on. And when they bring you one and you close on it, make sure you do what? Make sure you pay them. Because what's going to happen now?
They'll be motivated to bring you more.
They're motivated to find you 10 more. And word gets out, hey, this person pays. We need to find this person, all the duplexes 50,000 under on the west side. They'll come to you. Right now, you're trying to go to them. And that's what beginners do. But soon, you perform once or twice, you don't have to go chase it. It chases you. Okay? So tell these scouts what you seek and pay them. All right? They're putting in some work. Pay them for their time. Okay? Next. An accountant. Okay? Very strong-minded about this. Ladies and gentlemen, there's 2 kinds of accountants in the world. There's what's called a bean counter, which is a CPA, that every April 15th or before, they'll say, bring me all your receipts in a shoebox, and we'll go over everything you bought, all the milkshakes and hamburgers and the gas receipts you got, and we'll total them all up. Okay?
Bean counter.
That's a bean counter. That's not who you want. Then there's a tax strategist. Okay? The difference is a tax strategist will sit down with you at the end of the year and they go, how do you want it to look? You want it high or low? You trying to borrow money or you just trying to keep all your money away from taxes? Okay. They'll tell you what they can tweak and what they can't tweak. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Don't cheat on it. Pay your bill. Pay it on time. Entrepreneurs can get audited, but it's usually for a major red flag. Here's a few that I've just seen in the last 2 years. A guy tried to write off his Ferrari as a work car. A Ferrari is not a work car. Okay, you're going to get red flag for that. He tried to claim his kids, and his ex-wife did the same thing. That's a red flag. If you give them an obvious flaw, they're going to audit you. If you pay your bill on time by April 15th, you use a professional, okay, and pay your fair share, you should be fine. Now, I'm going to shock you. Did you ever see those late night reports when you're angry on Facebook and nothing to do, you hate the world? You get on there and see all these fat cats, and they say, I never pay tax. Like, you know what? This system rigged. It's not fair. Guess what? It's not rigged at all. I'm going to teach you how to never pay tax. Because every dollar you make, you're not going to put in your back pocket. That's when you pay tax, is you put it back on the street in another investment. When Amazon makes all their money, man, Amazon should be paying a lot of tax. You know what they do with it? They go build another factory. They put it in their back pocket. Okay? Back pocket money gets taxed. Okay? Investment money just spins around. That's why you're going to pay no tax or little no tax, because you're going to reinvest. Got to do it by December 31st of that year. My busiest month that I have many times is from December 1st to December 31st. You know why? Everybody's frantic trying to get a quick, oh my God, I'm going to get taxed so hard, I'll buy something at the last minute. They don't care if it looks good anymore, because it's going to go to the IRS or that house. Either way, they ain't getting it. When I teach you that you ain't getting it either way, so go buy a house with it. Okay? Then you pay little or no tax. Does that make you feel a little bit better? And that's legal. That's how the richest people in the world never pay tax. It's not like they are pocketing money that you're not. It's just they're spending it to another investment. Just go buy something else. The money you put in your back pocket, that's what you're getting taxed. Any money you put back on the street, hands off. Okay? Now, a tax strategist will tell you that. A bean counter will not. How much does it cost? And please don't do the QuickBook bit, please. Those people get flagged and audited all the time. Pay somebody a couple $100 of your taxes. Please, I'm telling you, don't be a cheapskate so much, because they'll find things that you didn't find. They'll get you benefits that you didn't know about, because the rules change every year. Use the proper people, pay your tax. And please, ladies and gentlemen, pay your Ohio state tax. Because I alone cannot support the state of Ohio anymore. Okay, it feels like I've been doing that for 20 years now. So please help me support the state of Ohio. Okay, attorney. What kind of attorney am I looking for here? Am I looking for a divorce attorney, a child support attorney, injury attorney? All right, we see all kinds of late night attorneys. Been hit in a car? Like, no, I haven't. I'm just really, sad because my life is terrible. Okay, and they'll come out late at night, been hit in the car. Have you been damaged? You won't owe me nothing. I'll get you all the money I can. Well, okay, that sounds pretty good. All right. Who do I want? I want a real estate attorney. Where can you find a real estate attorney? This club's a very good one. We've got good club attorneys here. Ask around. You can look in yellow pages. Okay. Ask from people. Ask the people in the club, hey, who do you use as a real estate attorney? I need a real estate attorney who knows the ins and outs about real estate. Okay. All right. If you don't have one, we're getting through. Okay. Now, how many people like attorneys? Raise your hand. Don't you dare raise your hand. Don't even think about it. Nobody likes attorneys. Okay. Except when you need one, right? Then they become our friend. Same as the police. All right. We hate the police until we need them, like, oh, protect and serve. Yes, sir, officer. Okay. Yeah. You don't like when they're giving you a ticket. All right. A lender. Who can be a lender for you? Really? Who can lend you money? We can go to the local bank here, right on the street. Any bank can lend you money. Who else? Who can be a lender?
Family and friends.
Family and friends. Very good. Who else?
Private lender.
Private lender. Excellent. Okay. Hard money lenders. We're going to talk about the difference between private and hard money later on. But just about any human, okay, who wants to make their money grow. Could be a bank, could be a private person. There's a lot of private investors on the street. A lot. Okay. But what you got to do with them, if you want to dance with them, is you got to bring them a deal that they like. We'll talk about this a month later. But a lot of you would get into real estate if I just had more money. Oh, you would. You'd be on the beach saying, I hate real estate. I don't need that. I bypassed all that. Your money is a weapon. It's a tool to make more of it. Okay. You are going to go rent money from a lender at 5-7%. And you're going to outproduce that 5-7% rent with your performance. It could be beautification of a property. It could be a housing provider. It could be a lot of different things. But we want to see how affordable we can rent our money, because we need that as operating income. Now, the IRS alone will tell you that most businesses, whether you have a bowling alley or a pizza shop, they don't make money for the first 2 or 3 years. They don't expect to see profits. I think it's like 3 years is the average before you start getting into the accounting black instead of the red. So don't expect to make fabulous returns your first year. I don't care what business you have. Okay, they expect you to lose the first couple of years. You got expenses, you're not established yet. You just get your name out there. All right. So don't expect instant, gratification. You're not going to get that, no matter what business you choose. Okay. Last, a mentor. Okay. Now there's other pieces of this, but a mentor is someone or something that can guide you. All right. Things don't go right. Okay. We have mentors in the club. We have mentors everywhere in real estate. Now, advice is the cheapest commodity in the world, right? Everybody has an opinion on something. Sometimes that opinion might be valid, sometimes maybe not. So be careful who you pick as a mentor. Make sure that they are well skilled and have lost a lot in that category. Because nobody learns anything from a victory. They learn when they lose something. I want to see somebody who has lost repeatedly in a certain category. It will tell you what to avoid. That's the most valuable mentor. I don't need a cheerleader going, you can do it. I did it. Okay. If you just buy my books and tapes and my boot camp coming up next month for only $20,000 on your credit card. Okay. That's a cheerleader. All right. You need someone who knows the area, knows what you want to do, knows the same goals you have. Okay. For example, if you want to be in the landlording industry, find someone who's been a landlord for 10 or 20 years. Say, hey, what's going on in Cleveland now? What are you afraid of? What do you like? What do you don't like? Okay. All right. If you want to get in the beautification business, we want to fix and flip properties. That's okay too. Find somebody that has some crews. How do you do it? What do you watch out for? What do I need to know? Okay. You'll be shocked. Most people, if you hire them or talk to them, will be open to you. Okay. They won't go, well, I figured it out. You better figure it out on your own. They'll talk to you. If you go ask them for help, okay, they will help you. One of the greatest things I ever learned in my lifetime is you kneel before you rule. You take orders before you give orders. Okay. If you can't take orders, you'll never give orders. If you can't kneel, you'll never rule. This is the process. They want to see that you can do the first step to trust you for the second step. Okay. I've got my speech down. I'm going to give it to somebody in class. This is exactly what I'll say. Listen, hey, it's nice to meet you. My name is Mike. Hey, I really liked what you said. I didn't grow up with a lot in my life, and I'm really trying to change my family's life and get better. And I want to get better at this. Will you please help me? If you say that to 99% of the people, they're like, oh, sure, come on. What do you need?
They say, what can you do for me? How can you help me with my experience?
No.
That's what I get.
There's always some kind of person who will go, well, what's in it for me? Just move aside. But if anybody on the planet Earth came to me and said that to me, I said, shit, not gonna. I got that call 3 times today before class. We're like, listen, I can't make it to class tonight, but I really want to do this, but I'm so buried, and I got to work my day job and night job and everything. I got 25 kids, and they're going through the whole thing. I'm like, slow down, we'll get you. All right, I know you want a better life, and you're not where you want to be. I got a family member that's in a spot like that. It's not just your family, it's my family too. Okay, you just slow them down, and we start from scratch. All right, I got to get you on what you're passionate about, what you love to do. See, you won't work more than 9 to 5 because you think of it as work. I'm done. It's 5 o'clock. I'm going home. You don't got me anymore. People that do this, and when I put them in the right position, like, man, it's 8 o'clock. I forgot I haven't even eaten dinner yet. I got these 2 more properties I got to take care of. You imagine something like that? You forgot you haven't eaten all day, and you don't care because you're doing what you love to do. Can you imagine a life like that? Okay, I live that life. All right, be careful because it's not for everybody. Okay, we talk about the dynamic of a family when you ain't making a lot of money and you're supposed to be. Okay, so there's all kinds of different things you got to play, especially if you're on the male side. Okay. All right, so when I point to you, tell me which one is the most difficult to find on that stack. I know I haven't done the whole list, but these 6 will get you going. Tell me which one is the most difficult to find.
Most difficult to find? Lenders.
Tell me which one is the most difficult to find.
Scouts.
Scouts. Tell me which one is the most difficult. Scout. Mentor.
Me, an accountant.
What? Accountant. Okay. Lenders.
Sure.
Mentor. Mentor?
Debate between a mentor and discount.
Okay, mentor scout. Zoomers, if you're gonna chime in, I want to hear from you. All right, tell me which one is the most difficult to find. I haven't even,
Mentor.
go ahead, I want to hear from you, talk to me.
I think for me, it's a mentor.
Mentor? Okay, very good. Anybody else on Zoom? Talk to me.
I would say mentor, but with the caveat, I don't ask enough questions, so that's on me.
That's okay. He'll learn to refine that. A mentor will find that when he talks to you or she talks to you. Okay, who else? Tell me the most difficult to find. Okay.
Mentor.
Mentor. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, our club sponsors a lot of different coaching programs. Okay. And I've been a mentor for a billion years. Okay. I'm kind of the person when no one else can figure it out, I get a call at 11 o'clock at night. Okay. So feel free to call me. It's all about believing in yourself. If you ever show me any kind of passion that you want to get better, you know how many times I've turned people down my whole life? Less than zero. Because you're going to find out my story. I was so low in the world. It's a miracle I'm standing. So I know all the pains you're going through. And to turn somebody down who is coming up to the system is just something I'm not wired to do. If you want to be better and you mean it, not just saying those words, I'll find time. Okay. All right. Now, that in mind, we're going to take about a 20, 25-minute break. All right. On the second half, if you haven't filled out your note card, Zoomers, definitely take a minute and Zoom it because I want to hear from you. We're going to talk about the note cards in the second half. We're going to set you up in the area that you want to be. And we're going to protect your castle so that no matter what investments you ever make in your career, you can't go backwards. You can only go forwards. Okay, it's just like the car that has no reverse. We're going forward, never backwards. Because a lot of people are hesitant to get in this industry because they think if they make a misstep, they'll lose everything they've worked for. Okay, we're going to protect you from that. So we're going to go forward only. We're going to find out where you like to hunt because lions hunt. You're going to turn into a lion on the second half. Okay, so get hungry. All right. Zoomers, take a... for the people that are here, the most important thing that we do every class, other than learn a little bit, is we eat. Okay, hungry lions must eat. So we take 3 volunteers in class, every class. All right, we get together and they kind of put a spread in the back. That's where the back of the class is. We have a couple dishes, waters, snacks. Pretend you're feeding a whole group of hungry lions at the zoo. Okay, that's what these people are. So who will be brave enough to lead our next class and be one of the bakers or cooks? Who will that be? And remember, the more that you bake for the class, the more houses you will buy in your career. It's a proven statistic. So if I were you, okay, we have 1 volunteer. All right. Now, stuff that they bring in pizzas, they bring in buckets of chicken. You don't have to bake. Just bring in a whole bunch of food like it's bigger. Okay. The whole idea behind it is I want you here. I want you talking to your partners. We got 2 realtors. We got other investors, but you don't know that. That's a problem. Okay, there's 2 things you need: knowledge and network. The network is sitting right next to you, but you don't know who they are. You don't know what they do. You don't know what they like. You have no idea who these people are. That's going to change next week. Okay, you're gonna break bread with them. You're gonna find out what they like to do. All right, these are not threats, ladies and gentlemen. These are partners. Okay, these are not threats to you. These are people who you will make money from and have relationships with, because they will lead you to other people that will make more money from you. It's all networking when you do this. You will not climb Mount Everest by yourself, even though you think you can. Okay, you need a whole team. You know what they say? How many people does it take to raise a child? Village. Same with the business. Okay, you need a village to help. All right, this is where the village starts. That's why we bring you here and drag you here and have great parking, which doesn't exist in the back of the building. Okay, because we want you to talk to these people. Hey, what do you do? What do you like to do? Can you help me? What support service do you have? A lot of partnerships happen here. A lot of money flows in here. Okay, we want you to be part of that. All right, give me 3 people. I got 1, give me 2 more. I'm gonna take, you wanna do it?
Doris Rose online, so she'll be here next week. She'll be on the team.
Okay, we've got 1 online, that's good. And you wanna take the 3? All right. Ladies, what I will do is I will connect you with phone numbers. You're gonna bring in a bunch of, best thing to do is a bunch of waters, whatever, 2 dishes, pizzas, subs, whatever you want, I don't care. Just bring a bunch of great food for everybody. Okay, snacks, cookies, the whole works, whatever you like. I could care less. Just feed the lions. All right, that's the only thing that's important. Overfeed them. All right. All right, let's take a break. We'll get back in about 20-25.
Before we break, what's the schedule for this class?
He had a question about schedule. Do you mean
Throughout the whole thing?
it's going to be 6 to 10 for the next 7 weeks?
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday night. If you can't make one, watch it on TV. This whole thing is being taped on TV. All right, watch it. You can go home tonight and watch it again if you miss something.
Where can we find it?
She's got the link. We got the link for you. Okay, we've got the link. Some people like to rehash it in the middle of the night and go, hey, I want to go over that topic again. I want to remember what he said. That's okay. Watch it 100 times. You're paid to do that. Okay. All right, let's take a break, guys.
Any vegetarian?
How they picking you up on Zoom? So how they picking you up on Zoom? Like, how can they see or can get you to read on a speaker?
Yep, we got microphones, speakers, video cameras. All right, that's the night owl. All right, use magic powers. Okay. Now, something I want to show the people in class. Is everybody back? I want you to look at this hat. This is from the last class. Okay, you're wondering, wow, these signatures. You have to earn your signature on this. The way you earn your signature on this is that by next week, or the week after, you do something, anything to move yourself forward. That could be looking at some houses. That could be assembling your dream team. All right, that could be getting your grid set up. All right, when you make an effort, genuine effort to better yourself. All right, this is a permanent magic marker. This is like the Stanley Cup in hockey. Okay, your name will forever be on here. And I've got a room full of these, literally a room full of hard hats. People before you tried to better themselves, doing something. If you're on Zoom and you're hearing me, I'll put a big X Zoomer on here, which we do for the Zoom people. So next week, I want to hear you do something, anything, okay, including some of the stuff we're going to talk about in the second half today. So you want your name on this Sharpie. It's a permanent Sharpie, lasts forever. It's kind of like the mummy, okay? You will be immortal. Imagine immortality, 1 Sharpie pen. That's not a lot to ask. This is what your class looks like today. Okay. It's all naked. Okay. Nothing. Yeah. But soon it's going to look like this. All right. So next week, we're going to talk about this before we eat. Is who's done something to get their name, make themselves eat food. All right.
What's you doing? Are you selling when you pay them?
Do not sell these. These are priceless. They go to the Hall of Fame,
Oh, okay.
the museum. People can stare at them. Right next to the Picassos. We got a room full of hats. I did that one year because I was like, listen, you know, I want you to, and that's all I ask of any of my students. Just match my effort. You don't have to get results. Don't worry about results. Let me worry about your results. I see all your growing pains. I see where you're going off track a little bit. Don't worry about results. Just 7 days a week, not just Wednesday night when the spotlight is on. Put effort. That's all I ask. If you're consistent and you don't quit, you'll be shocked at how well you do. Okay. All right, getting back live on class on document. Okay. What we're going to talk about now is how to protect your investment. You can put all this time in, all this money in, you can track these properties down all over the country. Okay. Oh, I'm going to take a pause on that. I got to go to my cards. Okay. Please pass your card to the center of the class. I got to get everybody's card. Everybody fill out a card. Fill out card. Randy, you want to fill one out? I'll do it if you want to. Okay, everybody got their card? Card. Okay, card. I hope to God I brought my glasses. Thank God I did. Okay, now I can read this. Okay, we're gonna do, Zoomers, you're gonna get your chance. So hang on, give me 10 minutes and we're gonna talk about you, Zoomers. We haven't forgot about you. All right, I'm gonna point to somebody in class. We're gonna go over their card and we're gonna talk about why they're here. Okay? There's somebody in here go, oh my God, he's gonna pick me first. Okay. Always works that way. Who is gonna be the first one, okay, to step into the water? Okay. For this one, no other than Valentina's gonna be first.
Really?
You knew it was gonna be you.
Okay.
Okay. I got your phone number. That's right. You were here first, so you're first in line. You got your long-term goals, your experience, and then who are you doing this for? Tell me.
Yeah, so can I have the book?
Sure. Can't remember who you're doing it for. You got to write reason.
So yeah, so my short term is buy and hold rental.
Okay.
And lending for the wholesalers from 401k.
Okay.
I just moved it to equity trust last week. That's very recent. Long term passive real estate income.
Okay.
Experience just starting out September. I joined the Chris Morbid community. Purpose, like you mentioned, like leaving a wealth,
Okay.
for my daughters, Annette and Lucy. Support my Albanian Orthodox Church, San Efremte, it's called, like, it's very small and about to die, like not high attendance. And the other one is like doing trips in Albania to see my 80-year-old father, maybe going 3 times a year. And my family is the rest there. My husband and I are here. We moved in 2001.
Okay. So you come from Albania.
Yes.
That's where your roots are from.
Raised and born there.
And you came to the United States to have a better life. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you go through all that schooling and you have the good jobs and you are like, okay, I have a good lifestyle, but I don't have something happens with my job. I have to go
Start again.
Yeah, for unemployment to live. So yeah.
So you're not where you want to be, but you'll get there.
Thank you.
All right. Give her a big round of applause. I'm gonna butcher this. Just say it. Najiba. She's been here before. She's gonna tell you about it in a second. What are you doing here?
I'm here to get and learn all the information I can learn because I want to get into real estate and real estate investment.
Okay. And she was here before. Do you mind sharing your story with everybody? You might inspire some people. The reason she came back is she's gonna tell you.
Yeah, so I was here before for another program class, not the last one, I think the one before that. And I took the whole class and I just didn't finish it because I had a lot of family telling me, oh no, this is not what you should be doing. You need to be working a regular job. This is how you're gonna make money. And I listened to them and I was just like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do this. I just left everything behind. My studying for my real estate agent license and all that. I just stopped doing everything. So I just had this feeling this year. Someone's telling me this is gonna be a different year. Someone's telling me I need to get on top of this. Don't worry about what people are saying. And I haven't been worrying. I actually been having more supporters this time around. So
The Jiva?
Huh?
The Jiva?
Yeah.
All right, give her a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, this will happen to you sometimes. you'll be going, she was going through the middle of the course and her family is telling her, no, you can't do that. No, you shouldn't do that. Go back and just work a day job. And that's what we all do. So that's what you should do. Okay. You're going to get that sometimes. You have to fight through that. Okay. And it's not easy. It really isn't. Society, it's not just her family. Society tells you that. Okay. Part of them is because they don't want you to outshine them. There's an old expression called crabs in a bucket. Okay. If you put one crab in a bucket, he'll just walk right up the wall and walk out. If you put 50 crabs in the same bucket, all the crabs will pinch each other and not let anybody get out of the bucket. That's what society does. It's like crabs in a bucket. You can't get out. You can't get to a better life. Society will keep telling you, hey, don't outshine us. Don't outperform us. Don't make us look bad. Stay where you're at. Okay. But there's something inside of you that says, I just can't do it. I just cannot do that anymore. I just won't do it anymore. I got to try. Okay. When you reach that level, sometimes it's out of desperation. Sometimes it's out of just whatever. It doesn't matter how you reach it. Just reach it. Get there and stay there. Give her another big round of applause.
Yes.
All right. Steve, I've got your phone number. Steve, what are you doing here?
I'm here to learn more about the paths of real estate investing. It's something that I feel has been calling me for a long time, and I'm at a point in my life where I want to take action because I want to more and want more for my family, better lifestyle, just all around, and to learn what's going to be best suited for me because I haven't found it yet.
Okay. My job is to find you a path to get you to what you need. I'll do that for you. All right. Are you doing this by yourself or partner?
My wife will play a role, but it'll be me driving.
Okay. So she's supportive, and
oh yeah,
and you're leading the parade.
100%.
Okay, good. Give him a big round of applause.
Yeah, my husband likes stocks, so it's not that he has been successful.
Because he has not been successful.
He has not been successful. I made the mistake, but I think he managed my 401k. I'm like, no, I'll take it out. So, you know, so like it's good that you have the support, you know. I have the support from him, but not like to really get, it will be more fun to do things together.
Yeah.
You know. So it's like, all I want you to not get disappointed. In the end, that's all I hear.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, if you're doing this with a significant other, whether it's fiance or just your spouse, whatever, it can be challenging at sometimes because you see it and they don't. Sometimes in life, you grow at different directions and different paces. It can strain a relationship to the point of breaking, or it can just say everybody wants to know their role. Some people are the leader, some people are the follower, supporter. It all works. Okay, just have your roles defined. If we're, you know, remember the bedroom and the boardroom don't always match. Okay, in fact, many times it does not, and you got to figure out how you can balance both. Okay, when you're a married person, there's always somebody that's, I'll support you as long as we win. Okay, well, you don't always win. Okay, there's risks, there's all kinds of things that go into this. So you got to have that support. And sometimes it's okay if you don't have that support to take it on alone. Okay. All right. Next. Marcine Rand. Right there in the back. Marshall. Okay. Yeah, I need glasses. You got your badge on? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I didn't see you. Okay. I know you're an agent. Tell me what you're doing here.
Really to learn more, expose myself more, as you mentioned earlier. So I was at the expo yesterday.
Okay.
And I heard you talk, and it really inspired me to invest in myself and come here to learn more. So that's why I'm here. I want to know more about those 31 flavors you mentioned. To see, you know, what I might like. I got licensed to be an investor. So
you're a realtor now?
Yeah, realtor now. Realtor 9 years. I took my class in this building at Hot Dogs. Thought this building is familiar.
So he's been an agent in the real estate industry for almost a decade.
So you're gonna give us expired list?
And then also too, I have a few rentals and I flip some homes as well too. But again, I want to learn business. Continue to learn, continue to keep it close.
So you want to scale. So you got a taste of victory.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to give them 20 seconds that if you can do it, they can do it because
It's, yeah,
Tell
like
them.
you said, it's about just not giving up. It's, you know, it is, you know, you do run into some challenges, but as long as you have the, you know, the right fit, if you align yourself properly, you have the right passion, it's possible. Just keep on networking and meet folks that can assist you and aid your network. It's been good to me, and that's why I'm here, because I want to continue to.
You want to get better and you want to get bigger. Okay. Welcome. Give him a big round of applause. Richard Lewis. Richard, I got you over the left. Tell me, I got your phone number. What are you doing here?
To scale. There's no such thing as too much information, too much education. Here to bring my spouse partner that have more exposure and a networking opportunity.
Okay. You're an agent now.
Yes.
Okay. And you've been in it for how long?
Real estate for 30 years.
On and off for almost 30 years. Okay. The reason I want you to know that is this is somebody that's been in it for 30 years since the millennium and before, and she's still in here trying to learn to get better. Okay. Because half the stuff we learned 30 years ago doesn't even apply anyway. So don't think that you're behind schedule. You're not. I'm telling you. The rules change every year anyway. So don't think I started too late or I'm too old or I don't have this. That's completely false. It is. Okay, this is a year-to-year event. And you can be great in one year and not so great the next year and vice versa. So she's been in it for 30 years. She's still trying to get better, still trying to scale. Okay, that says a lot. Good to have you, Will. Give her a big round of applause. Okay, Greg, right next to you. Greg's, are you a partner in crime, Greg?
Yes, I am, partner in crime.
Partner in crime. 2 years successful marriage. Give them another big round of applause. Greg, what do you want to do?
Well, my main reason for coming is to support her and also to learn. I'm new to this. I'm a beginner. Never dabbled in real estate at all. Well, we own property, but still, yeah, own property, but not to, you know, make it a financial gain out of it. So that's the reason why I'm here to build our legacy and generate generational wealth for our kids, our family, and just to take it as a learning opportunity and network and be among people that can teach me also, like iron sharpens iron. So I'm here to learn from a little bit of everybody.
Good to have you. Welcome. Give a big round of applause. Okay, next. Charles, I got you in the back. Charles, got your phone number. We've talked before. What are you doing here, Charles?
I'd like to, we're not from Cleveland, the area that's like to know the area there. I would like to, live for the next 1 to 3 years. I have a goal of about 60 houses a year. I see myself in 10 years, sitting on inventory of about thousands of doors, either single family or families. I want to have equity in there, not really depending on financial in there, meaning not too much of a bank, but 64 regular, 60, at least 30 equity in there in the houses, and just join the.
Okay. Charles, for you don't know, is not a resident of Ohio. Okay, he's coming all the way to be here to try to get better. He wants to do some local flips in the greater Cleveland area. Okay, northern Ohio. That's when I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the Cleveland market is so rich for opportunity like no other market. Most markets are so pricey to get into, we can't even touch them. I mean, bad houses are 500,000 and up, literally. So you've got a lot of inventory here. It's affordable, okay, that you can get started in the business. All right, it's definitely within your grasp. Now, he's coming here. He's got goals. He wants to flip 60 a year. He's already got some investments. He's already made. He's been active, and he wants to scale and get better. Okay, so follow his lead. If that person can do it, so can you. Good to have you. Welcome. Give him a big round of applause. Okay, Debbie next to you. Debbie, partner in crime here. Okay, got your phone number. Debbie, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of the trusting, you can live and you have a little bit like if not working, so you're gonna put it in passive income, like it's not sell. So you can put it in passive income and then it's, you know, you're gonna lose time, you know, sell it. Yeah, and want to learn more. I think what we doing, is good, but you can
Get bigger.
better way to do it than all this go and learn.
All right, good. Welcome. Give her a big round of applause. Hey, Pressure. Keontae. Got your name, got your phone number. What are you doing about it?
Well, I'm here to get my knowledge. Even when I was younger, I always hear real estate. Like you always hear that it's a good avenue, but I've never attended a program that gives you the specifics of it. So I'm here to try to create a new way of life for myself. I feel like I've tried a lot of other stuff and it didn't work. Like I tried to work from the bottom of the box. I want to be around like-minded individuals to get to the top.
Very good. You working by yourself or with a partner?
By myself right now. I have a younger brother that's interested. So I kind of wanted to see what it was about first and try to hopefully get him on board for the most part by myself.
Well, good to have you. Give him a big round of applause. All right. Those are all the people that are present. We have one more present, then we're going to go to Zoom. The young lady that snuck in the back here, I'm going to introduce her. Her name is Marla. Marla has been a student. Marla, how many sessions have you gone to? Is this your fourth, fifth? Third or fourth. She's done this years ago, and she takes time out of her evening schedule to come back to meet new investors, number one, and sharpen her blade, so she never gets dull and gets ready. Okay, this is somebody who's taken this course 3 times. Okay, and you learn new stuff every time, don't
you? Yes, because you're not going to take up on everything. I mean, you're going to sit here, you're going to take notes, you're going to go through the weeds, forget like froggy. Anyway, you're going to take notes, but it's not all done with click until you either A, actually step out there and start doing, like actually getting into it, or B, you get some parts, but then you may come back and oh, okay, I picked up on something else, or while you were out there doing something, oh, I remember that was in class 4 or something, and then something like that, and it'll start to make you go dig around. Even realtors, I used to be a realtor, so it'll make you, you'll get rid of your realtor hat in a sense, knowing that I don't need to be a realtor to be an investor. It's a plus for us, but when you kind of start switching on the other side of things, then you can branch on the other avenues, be it another job, another investment that would help fund with whatever you would. It's not gonna be a straight run, and that's okay. And like everybody says, whatever you do, don't give up. Don't get frustrated. Anybody who's negative or toxic, you're going to seek a squirrel hole. Squirrel hole.
You know, she's faced challenges in her home life of people trying to bring her down and block her goals, and she just refuses. She just pushes right through. She will not be denied. And I ask her always to come if she can, because she's an inspiration to these classes, of her knowledge, and she's somebody that she's the person that you try to emulate work ethic. Because will you be here in the fall and spring again, just so you can sharpen your blade and meet 20, 30 new investors you might do deals with? Or we just say, I got it now. All right, she doesn't stop. She just keeps on going. Okay, and that's somebody you want to be able to match her work ethic, okay, and match her determination to rise. Give her a big round of applause. Zoomers, I want to hear from you. I know you can hear from me. I want to know who I'm working with and tell me why you're here. Anybody want to volunteer?
Here.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Because I can't hear y'all.
I can
Can you
hear
hear
you
me?
fine. Great.
Okay. My name is Vanessa, and I did the class before with you, Mike. Maybe, I don't know, it was 2 years maybe ago. I'm not for sure. But anyway, I'm back because my goal is to basically meet some more investors, learn a little bit more, build my own teams and relationships with other people. And my goal is to also do some wholesaling and to acquire 2 Airbnbs, but not ownership, but just getting out there and networking and working the field basically, and see what it feels like to do the wholesaling and the acquiring the 2 Airbnbs. That's what my goal is. So
You by yourself or solo again?
um, this time I want solo, but I want to be able to create my people that support me, more to like mentors and other people such as the groups we have here today. People just can give you some good advice and motivate you, because a lot of times, I'm my worst enemy. If I'm having a bad day, I'll just give it up. But something tells me you're not giving this up. I have the business form and everything. I've had it for since 2017, but I haven't done anything. And it's almost an embarrassment to say that, but it is
No.
what it is.
Listen,
Yeah, don't feel bad.
we
You're not
appreciate
alone.
that. Don't ever quit. Listen,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, 0 to 1 is much harder than 1 to 10. You
Yeah.
understand? I'm an expert at getting people from 0 to 1, because just like a rocket launch, when it's in the air, it's all on its own, baby. You don't need any help flying. I got to get that rocket launched. Okay, I'm gonna get you launched. Remember, I'm the sculptor. You're a giant cube of marble. I'm gonna chisel all that debris away. All right, and you're going to be a bronzed goddess when I get done with you.
Okay.
All right, it's good to have you. Give her a big round of applause.
Thank you.
All right, who's next? Come on, Zoomers, step it up.
My name is Tawana, and I am here because I am absolutely exhausted with the 9 to 5 life. I am a single mother, however, so it makes it a little harder to just drop everything. I told you in the comments, I have no support system right with my family. So it's just me and my kids.
Okay.
And I even got adult kids that I've been trying to get to, like, come, let's just put into one property and we can start there. But they're scared. So it's just me. And I do have credit issues. So that's like my biggest holdback that's been holding me back from even trying. That's what's been scaring me from trying. But I know my ultimate goal is to be like up there with you and Akin.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
She wants to make a quick comment from one of our students. So speak as loud as you can.
There, can you hear me?
Yes.
I was listening to you, and it relates to me because I can remember feeling like that. And all of the challenges, you're talking about credit and this, that, and the other, and being by yourself and, just your kids. And I'm gonna tell you right now, make up your mind that this is it. You only need one to get started. So sit down tonight, and this is the same thing I did, and I say kudos to Mike, and it was a blessing that I met that man. Make a list of your issues. If it's credit, if it's car, if it's cash, whatever that is, and put them in order as to how quickly you think you can start to overcome them. Make a plan, follow that plan, and get in your secret squirrel mindset. And that's for everybody. Anybody that is not pouring into you, You don't share with them. You get determined that I'm moving forward with or without your permission, your support, and anything else. And you push through it. Your kids will come with you. But you first have to step out on faith. Everything else will fall into place. But you have to make up your mind. Today is the day. You will make it, sweetheart. You will make it. Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't, no matter how many challenges.
Did you get an earful on that?
Yes, thank you.
All right, it's good to have you. Welcome her. Give her a big round of applause. Okay, who's next on Zoom? I know we got more people. Who's next?
This is Doris Rhodes. Good evening.
Hey, Doris, how are you? Welcome.
Great, great, great. So, what's the questions again? So I'll make sure I get them.
We're gonna get your name, get your phone number. What are you doing here? What do you want from this?
What am I doing here? I am here to first and foremost, serve my community in creating affordable housing. I am a licensed professional clinical counselor, and one of the many topics I talk to my clients about is housing. And so that's one of the pushes that I've had for many years. I've wanted to do real estate. And every time I've had a client recently, they've been homeless twice as we've been working together. And the first time it happened, it was a reminder to me that I wasn't doing what I said I would do, which was have affordable housing. Maybe not for that client, but for other people. And so the second time it happened, I said, wow, this can't keep happening. And so that was the bigger push to be here and be doing this. And I'm doing this for my family as well, my great nieces and nephews, my nieces and nephews that are coming up behind me. And I have not shared with my family what I'm doing. They have no idea. And that is purposeful because I am not entertaining any outside influences other than those that are doing what I want to do and have the mindset to get it done. Because that's not going to help me. That's not going to be conducive for my spirit to keep moving forward. So they really don't know. And so I don't know if they would be supportive if they did. And that's not my concern at all. I'll just be there to show them the fruit of my efforts.
I like the way you think. All right, give her a big round of applause. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Who's next? Zoomer, go ahead. Do we have anybody left on the Zoom side? Nobody? Don't let us leave you out now. Come on.
Yeah.
No,
go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Just all of you go at once. That's the fastest way to do it.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, dear. How are you? Who am I working with?
Alphabet Bristol. I've worked with you before. I took a class some years ago and worked with you, and but other things distracted me, and yeah. So here I am back again, actually. Traveling a lot. I think that's basically what took me away. But I'm here, yes, because I want to continue my journey and I'm trying to establish generational wealth. And I have kids, I have grandkids, and I want them to just see and appreciate the fruits of my labor, and hopefully one day they can join me on this journey to get where I'm going. I tried it on my own. I didn't do well, and so I kind of like slacked away. Got my realtor's license. So I've been licensed for 2 years, and I see all the opportunities. Like you said, Cleveland is one of the hottest markets for real estate. Investing and other opportunities, creative strategies and everything. So I'm just really wanting to just get into it, get tapped into it. And like the young lady was saying, one of my goals as a retired nurse, yes, to assist the community and be out there and help with affordable housing, single moms, things like that. I've had a couple clients reach out looking for homes, having problems renting, things like that. So, yes, affordable housing is one of the things that I love to do. The housing for travel personnel, business, healthcare. So a lot of different things that I want to do, want to tap in. I know that you got to take one step at a time. And my goal is capital, again, like others. Wholesaling is my strategy, get some capital, and then just move forward. And yeah, and to, again, build a team. You've got to have a team. You have to have a team. So, yeah, that's where I am, and that's why I'm here to continue to learn and to go ahead and expedite and put the learning and the education into place. Because it's enough to grasp all this knowledge, but you got to actually apply it as well. So thank you for having me.
You're good. It's good to have you back. Welcome back. Give her a big round of applause. I think we have one last gentleman. Is that correct? Sir, go ahead.
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Tell me why you're here. Tell me your name and why you're here. Can you hear me okay? Are you on mute? I think you're on mute.
You hear me now?
I can hear you now. Go for it.
All right. My name is Quante Lucas. I actually was just looking for a job. I don't have no license or nothing. I got a driver's license. I'm what you said earlier when somebody came up to you like, yeah, I'm in a bad position and I need help. I'm that's me. I got felony. I can't pass no background check. I just need help. I'm dedicated. I would work. I don't even know how I got in this meeting, but it must have been destined to be because I'm here and I've been listening. And I'm starting from zero, from round one. All I got to my name is a driver's license and a felony and 2 kids. I need help. Can y'all help me?
I can hear you, man. And brother, you're in a better spot than you think. So keep going.
Yeah.
Well, listen, stay with me for 7 weeks. All right. Absorb all you can, and we'll talk when the class is over, because I think you'll have a different mindset and you'll have a different path. Fair enough?
I got you. I'm here.
All right. Give him a big round of applause. Okay. Did I get everybody? Did I miss anybody at all?
Yep.
You have one more.
Go ahead. I want to hear from you.
My name is Tanya Johnson. I am interested in learning all aspects of real estate as possible. I'm invested with somebody right now. They know more about real estate than I do, and I don't like that part of it. So the more I can learn, the better off I'll be. And that's really my goal, is to learn as much as possible. Thank you.
Good for you. Give her a big round of applause. Welcome. All right. Who's left? Do we got a couple more?
Yep.
Go ahead. Speak it up.
My name is Todd Dudley. I've been through the class a couple of times. Reason why I'm going through it now is, again, I haven't gotten to the point where I need to get to, and I haven't invested here in Cleveland. Got a lot of questions because I'm getting a lot of mixed information. I know, Mike, you say Cleveland's the spot, but I've seen a few people actually not invest in Cleveland because they don't, for whatever reason, like being a landlord, but it's kind of my goal. And kind of not working at the moment, so I got too much free time on my hands. So I'm trying to get something going.
Todd, you're a veteran, correct?
I am.
Todd was in the class a couple of years ago, and he came in from Chicago, and and has worked his way through a lot of professional and personal issues to get where he's at. He is in a position better today than he was, and he is going to be expanding and scaling soon. Is that correct, Todd?
That is the goal. Yes, sir.
I will be the tour guide for that. All right. It's good to have you back, my friend. All right. And get your butt in here, man. I miss seeing you. So squeeze in here. I'd love to see your energy. All right. Give him a big round of applause. Did I cover everybody? You still got somebody? Okay. I think we got everybody. If not, we'll get you back next week. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the door never closes for this class. You're going to see more people in here next week. This was the only class in the history of the 4 universities that I taught that grew in attendance after the first class. That's unheard of. Most classes shrink because they're like, I don't like him or I don't like the topic. But this was the only one that grows because they come home and they said, listen, I don't want to do this all alone. I want you to come in for a free class and you know, if you got a spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, I don't care who you got. Bring them in. My compliments, first class for free. All right. Let me work with them for one time. Because if you're going to work with them sooner or later, you better let me work with them now. I can tell you that. You might as well, listen, it's awkward when both people don't know how to dance. So you better train them how to dance. Okay. Because it's only going to help you in the future years. So there's no such thing as bad education. All right. The only thing that's ever bad about education is not applied. And I'm going to make sure you apply it. Okay, on the street. All right, so good to hear you, Zoomers. Here's my story, my life story in a nutshell. I used to get emotional doing this, so I make it short so I can't do it. I grew up with less than you, trust me, but I had everything in the world. Great parents, great family, great everything, lived in the greatest country in the world, opportunity everywhere. I got educated. All right, had people supported me. How many people in here grew up with big family with a lot of love and not much else? Raise your hand. Okay, that's what I grew up in. But I had everything. Like I said, I didn't say that I didn't have enough for mommy and daddy. I said, listen, I live in a great country. I got people around me. I got opportunity everywhere. I'm gonna find a way. I went to the University of Toledo on a bunch of student loans and borrowed because we couldn't afford it. Got an undergraduate degree, then I got a master's degree. All right, I was pretty young when I got out at 22 years old, which is quick for a master's degree, and got hired by local colleges to teach business classes because I had a master's in business. So I taught finance, marketing, all those assorted classes. In my career, I've taught 13 different collegiate courses. 8 of them are in real estate. 4 of them I designed myself. The quick story about my life. I had less than you when I graduated from the University of Toledo. I had the equivalent of $150,000 in today's money of student loans. I had no job, and I was driving a $200 station wagon where the front and the back bumper fell off. Okay, I'm going to show you a picture of this beauty later in the class, and you won't forget it. Okay, but I was never, ever poor. That's a mindset. Okay, I'm not a professional victim. Okay, don't blame it on all this other junk that you've been blaming it on for years. That's just the handicap you put in yourself because you're not performing at the level you want to be performing. I was broke. Okay, so remember back then it took me 2 years of giving every dollar I had just to be worthless. So I could have no net worth at all because I came out negative 150,000. Okay, with no job, no nothing. So I'm starting below ground zero, not even at ground zero. All right, worked my way up, taught a bunch of college classes. I've invested in rentals, had a large rental collection. I eventually sold off. I've done countless flips, countless wholesales, countless, you name it. All right, so I'm going to be able to guide you in the nuts and bolts of each technique that we're going to go over. Okay, some of you will like some techniques, some of you won't. It's okay. The only thing I ever really ask out of anybody is for you to match my effort. I come in here, the speech that you're seeing tonight, I did yesterday. I don't just fling it. Okay, I prepare and I want to be the best you've ever seen. Okay, and to do that, you got to be prepared and give every ounce you got, or your audience will know it instantly. They'll pick up on it. All right, when you're prepared and at the top of your game, I will empower you, not educate you. If you just want raw education, stay home, read the internet, and read a book. If you want empowered, you want to apply it, you want to change your life and your family's life, and you mean what you say and say what you mean, then look me in the eye and say, look, I want to get better. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here yet, but just show me a path and I'll fight my way through it. That's all I want you to do, like I did. Okay. I became a millionaire years ago. And when I did, my mindset was not of, I made it. Now I can just move to Florida and sit by the pool. When I walked outside that night, I'll never forget it. I looked up at the stars and I was so hard on myself. I said, what took you so long? Your hardest million you'll ever make, ladies and gentlemen, is your first one. Because when you trick yourself into believing you belong there and you become a millionaire, number two is inevitable. It's right around the corner. And then you start to stack them. That's when you become a player and a power player. You make the difference. I'm going to show you how to do that. But to do that, I've got to mindset you, okay, before I skill set you. Okay. Will beats skill every single time. I'm going to put you in a position as an instructor that you will have the competitive advantage. Okay. That's the police because I'm getting too hot here. Okay. I will put you in a position where that you will have a competitive advantage over anybody that did not walk in this course. So since we've started this class tonight, I've seen about 1,000 cars go down the street, up and down, up and down, up and down. They got something better to do. But you're in here, okay, grinding it out when you'd rather be somebody else, doing something else, okay, but you've made the extra commitment. So I will match that commitment and I will take you to the next level. Just walk every mile you walk, just understand and apply it. Don't just absorb and go, hey, that's interesting information. Now the application of information is it's a different skill. We're going to teach you how to put it on the street. But I have things that I never thought I'd have as a kid, and I'm in different positions. Some I'm behind schedule in my life, some I'm ahead of schedule in my life. Just like you. I get my pants one leg at a time, just like you. I don't have any extra skill that you don't have. Okay, I just never quit. I've been at this for 32 years now. I've taught about 6,000 to 7,000 collegiate success stories at the collegiate level and thousands more at the club level. Okay, if I can do this, you can do this and you will do it. Okay, get that mindset out of I hope. Just say, I'm going to do it. If it takes me a little extra time, that's fine. Okay, don't put all these parameters on a certain milestone by a certain age. That's going to lead to your depression. Okay. I allow this one time. I think I've covered everything about my life a little bit anyway. If you have any questions about me before we start, this is the one time and one time only. You can hit me with anything you want. Okay. Is there any questions about me before I get back in the action tonight?
How old are
I come from Transylvania. I'm 412 years old. I am Count Dracula. No, I just turned 57 years old. So, yep. I'm 57 and I feel like I'm 27 and I'm doing things at 57 that people don't do ever. I feel like I'm 27, 37, 47, 57. I'm going to beat everybody at 67 and 77. Okay. I'm evergreen. I'm just going to keep going because I will not stop. I took one of those personality tests recently about what's your spirit animal. Okay. I thought, okay, I'm going to be like a lion, tiger, something really cool. Okay. I came out, I was a honey badger. Okay. And I thought, a honey badger? What is that? I never heard of that. I found out. I'm kind of proud to be a honey badger. Okay. Nobody messes with a honey badger. I mean, they're absolutely fearless. They will fight lions. They'll fight tigers, and tigers don't mess with them. Okay.
We're calm.
Yeah, it's relentless. And the reason I'm relentless, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm in where I belong, not where I don't belong. If I was in your shoes, I would be worse than you because I'm in the wrong spot. I got to get you in the right spot. So you're relentless. Okay. Next question.
You active in a real estate business today, and if so, what's your activity?
I'm active in many real estate businesses. I'm buying and selling all over the United States. I have rental property. I have flips going on. You know, I've been in wholesaling, so I can teach you that from hundreds of years ago. I'm buying land now. I'm going to be one of the biggest land holders that you'll ever meet because I've got the fever for that now. It's my next toy. And I'm also a liquidator for a large hedge fund. So I liquidate REO properties all over the country. And I'm buying land now. I'm growing my land business even west of the Mississippi. I never thought I would go west of the Mississippi. Okay, so my footprint is bigger than Sasquatch, right? But it takes a little time to get there. All right, and I just follow my gut. You don't have to be the master of all these different things. All right, if I like it and I'm good at it, I stay with it. Okay, just do what comes natural to you. Don't try to emulate me or anybody else. My path is going to be very different than yours. Just do what you love to do. My questions I always ask you is, number one, what do you love to do? Number two, what can you be the best in the world at? Okay, and number three, what does your gut tell you to do? When you answer those three questions for me, I'll tell you where you need to be, But right now, you haven't seen enough exposure, but I'm going to show you that. So I'm active in a lot, but I'm still hitting my stride. Yes.
How did you first get involved in real estate?
I got involved in real estate because economics of my family, and I knew that was the path. I knew 90% of the millionaires belong there. It came from that. So I figured, look, I don't like working for anybody else. And I don't have any formal training. I started with no family members, no real education in it at all. Although I had business degrees, I didn't have any real estate education. It's a totally different field. So I knew that if I got good at this or halfway good, I would have more power to change all the lives of the people I love. So I said, you know what? And ladies and gentlemen, don't get it twisted. I do not love real estate. Okay, because you know why? Because real estate does not love me. Only love things that can love you back. I mean it. If you love a sports team, does that sports team love you back? Does that politician love you back? Does that rock and roll singer love you back? If they don't love you back, they're not eligible to be loved. Okay? And real estate does not love me. But because I've dedicated my career to it, I've received significant financial benefits from it. I don't have any wet dreams about duplexes. Don't get it twisted.
So
Okay.
Mike, I have a question. I had put it up on the chat, but I don't think you saw it.
Go ahead.
I asked a question about the money, because that's what I want to know. What does it feel like being a millionaire? I know that sounds crazy, but I really want you to think about it before you answer it.
It does
really
different.
Go ahead.
You guys in a little. Today I just got a confirmation. I've reached another million on the stack. So congratulations to me. So I'm not a millionaire. I'm a multimillionaire, which is okay. And you know what? I don't look any different. I don't feel any different. I don't think any different. I'm not a made man like I'm in the mob or something. It's who you become to go there. It's not the money. And if you're not there, you think, oh, it's the money. I'd have a different. No, I don't live any different. I drive a $5,000 car. You know, my clothes are okay. You know, I don't live a lifestyle.
So you are not enjoying your money?
I'm not saying I'm not enjoying my money. What I'm enjoying is the fact that I don't have to become in poverty pain anymore. There's three kinds of pains. There's poverty pain, growing pain, and the pain of regret. You're going to taste pain one way or the other. Okay. And I'm just not in poverty pain. Growing pain is still a pain in the ass. Trust me. Okay. I go through that every day. I work 12 hours a day when I don't have to work at all. But that's the whole point of it, ladies and gentlemen. Once you're doing what you love to do, you don't count the dollars anymore. It's just scoreboard. It doesn't matter anymore. Okay. I don't live a different lifestyle than I used to when I was struggling in a $200 station wagon. But I have the power to help people. I paid off my brother's houses. I've helped my other family. I just stroke checks now to pay off family members' houses. Can you imagine that feeling? Okay, if you want that feeling, I will take you there. I promise I'll take you there. Okay, but you got to put the work in. You got to roll up your sleeves and say, man, I'm just like a sports coach. I will put you in a position to win, but you have to make the play. Do you understand that? I'll put you in the position to win, but you have to step up and make that play. Okay, I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink. Look, the money's okay. You know, I got a few toys. I'm a Corvette collector. I do that for personal reasons. I have a whole barn full of Corvettes that I don't even drive. I haven't started them in 6 months. That's my thing. That's my, invest, and they're all investments. But mark it down, ladies and gentlemen. I will be one of the largest landowners you'll ever meet. Because I learned a lesson after 30 years that I thought I knew it all as an instructor. The only thing people fight to the death over is territory. That's it. Gangs fight over it. Salespeople fight over it. Game of football is a game of territory. Everybody will fight to the death over territory. And if you own that territory, you'll be a wealthy person. I wish I would have learned that 20 years earlier. But for me, that's my new escape. And that's where I'm going to teach in class 6. I'm going to teach you how to be a wealthy landowner. Okay. Any other questions for me?
Who are your mentors?
Why am I a mentor?
Who are your mentors?
I have a lot of inspirational mentors where I take bits and pieces from different people. I only follow people that went through hardship, not somebody who was born into wealth. There's an old saying, all the great men came from middle class and below. I want to see your battle scars before I will trust you. If I don't see any battle scars, I'm not going to follow you. And I want to see how you survived it. Mentors I have in real estate and in life, but hey, I pray and I stay on the narrow path. So, and I'm on parole this whole month, so it's good. No, just kidding. Who else has a question for me? Yes.
How do
Go
you
ahead.
invest? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have any investments in new construction, or is it just land?
I don't have any new construction. New construction is getting about 15 to 20% profit if you can go through that and find contractors that actually show up sober, which is a job now. It's much harder to build than it used to be unless you have like a pocket crew. So I stay away from new construction. I buy businesses too. The smartest people in the world don't build businesses, they buy businesses. So I'm gonna let you kill yourself and build it, then I'm gonna take your equity. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. So for me, it's land, it's bank-owned properties, it's I'll do flips if I get them. But where I made a bulk of my money was in bank-owned assets, flipping them, marketing them. I'm going to teach you how to market. Stop selling Cleveland to Cleveland. I won't even let you do it anymore. I'm going to sell Cleveland in New York and California where they pay premiums. Okay. I'm going to show you how to broaden your horizons, increase your footprint, and change your mindset. Hope that answers your question. Steve, you had a question?
Yeah, of the different avenues to wealth, real estate, developing land, flipping, wholesaling, what did you find first that you enjoyed? I'm sure it's evolved over time, but what
there's an old saying, if ever, it escapes me a second. If the only tool you have is a hammer, everything starts to look like a nail. Okay. And some of you don't have some of the resources or the experience that I have. So I'm going to tell you to trust your gut. Ladies and gentlemen, your gut is undefeated. Don't even listen to me over your gut. Always follow your gut. The most painful experience of my life is when I didn't follow my gut. Okay. Follow your instinct. If you've got one that you connect with, then run with it, brother. But for me, it was a combination. I started out with rentals, discount rentals, and I did that. The biggest mistake that I ever made in my career was I put them in one LLC, which we're going to talk about in a second, and that I just did base rentals instead of RTOs, rent to homes. Because I had a radio show, a talk show, a television, and I had all these shows, and I'm in Cleveland. I had properties 100 miles away. I'm trying to have a relationship with a female. I couldn't do that because I'm busy in 3 different spots. It takes away from your whole life. So I'm going to show you how to scale so you have a life. It's not just scaling like you're a robot. It's scaling so that you can have a great life. Because remember, no one's going to, listen, when they haul you away, okay, in a hearse one day, there's not a U-Haul truck taking all those goodies with you. Okay, Alexander the Great, when he died, he brought all of his sergeants and lieutenants with him. He said, "I'm about to die," and they all wept his death. He said, "I have 3 wishes. The first is I want all the doctors to carry my casket." And they said, "Why do you want that?" He goes, "Because I want to prove to you that when it's your time to go, even the doctors cannot save you." He said, "The second thing is I want all my wealth put on the ground. So when they carry me off, all of the people can walk on my earthly wealth, because it's foolish to chase wealth." Okay. He said, the third thing is when they carry me away in my casket, I want the casket open and both of my hands sticking out of the casket. So I leave this world empty-handed, like I came into the world empty-handed. And I'll never forget that. Okay. So you will leave this world like you came in, broke and crying. Okay. And that's how we leave it. So in the middle, I want you to have a lot of wealth, well, a lot of empowerment, but trust your gut, ladies and gentlemen. Don't listen to me when it comes to the 2 fighting. If you feel good about it, you go for it. Okay. Last question. Somebody else have one? Yes, sir.
Say, you seem to have a great deal of passion, experience. We appreciate it, obviously, because it's
thank you.
But what motivates you to do something?
I think for me, my mindset that I got is, that's what I'm telling you. Ladies and gentlemen, that pain that you grew up with poverty, is the fuel. I still tap into that gas tank today. I have multi-millions, but I think I don't have anything. And that's what youth and pain did for me, it's going to do to you if you harness it. When you get the money, you don't think you have the money. And the biggest thing about the money, I learned this, I couldn't believe it. When I was broke, I said, I want this fancy car and this fancy house and all this fancy stuff. When you get the money, guess what happens? You don't want it anymore. You really don't want it anymore. You're like, that's a most ridiculous investment. Who would do that? Okay, what you wanted was the ability to buy those things. And when you get there, you don't buy them. Okay? I look just like anybody else when I'm walking down the street. Okay? And that's what happens is I was blessed by having enough that I needed, but nothing that I wanted. And I said, man, I'm going to die on that hill, because I'm either gonna go for it, because I'm already dead if I don't. Ladies and gentlemen, I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees. I just can't do it. Okay. Now I'm going to teach you. We have a little thing in here. Every time from now on, I say this opening, you're going to respond, no biscuit. Okay. Now I'm going to say this, no risk it. No biscuit. Okay. That's it. So if you don't risk it, you get no biscuit.
No biscuit.
Good. So I want hungry lions eating a lot of biscuits. Okay.
Where else do you teach?
You know what? I haven't been doing the collegiate thing. I mean, I teach anything business related, from finance to marketing to you name it. So it helps me cross train you in here. I'm not just a one trick pony in real estate. All right. You're getting 13 instructors rolled into one. Okay. And you'll see that in bits and pieces in here. Okay. I don't want you good. I don't want you great. I want you the best of the best when you walk out of here. If I don't do that for you, I failed you, not the other way around.
Well, that's very nice because I belong to other areas. And I was telling my husband, like, no one has a class like you guys have here.
We're the only education in the country.
In the person that, you know, with such great.
That's because we invest in you.
Yeah.
We invest in you, not in real estate. The best investment I'm ever going to make is in the person. Because if I train you, you'll make millions. You just, like I said this the other night, I work with two kinds of people. I work with millionaires and millionaires in training. You're one or the other. Okay.
And that was the message on Monday when they had the women. I don't know if you guys stayed, but like, that was like, what's the wealth? Invest on the kids.
Listen, that's why I asked you what drives you. For those of you that are wondering why I asked you who you did it for, do you know why I did that? It's because I've programmed you now, because psychologists will tell you you'll work up to 30% harder for somebody else than you will for yourself. So I made you write that down. I made you program yourself. Because if you fail, it's not on you anymore. It's on them. And watch how much more effort you put in, because you got grandkids, kids, family members, friends. I don't care who it is. You'll put the extra time in because you connect their success to your effort. Okay. One of the famous basketball coaches before the NBA finals, he wouldn't let you get dressed unless you showed him a picture of who you were playing for. Wouldn't let you dress to even play in the game. So show me who you're playing for. Give me a picture of it. I want to see it on the table. Okay. And by God, they won world championship. Because now he had two players playing instead of one. He had two people instead of one. Because you have your 100%, you got another 30% that inspiration. Okay. When I get that extra 30% that you never knew you even had, that's when I'm comfortable. Okay. Any other questions for me? All right, let's get back to the action. Now, we got 1 hour, so we're going to do it right. We're going to protect your castle. What is an LLC? What is that?
Limited liability company.
Excellent. Limited liability company, not a corporation, which people sometimes slip up on. It's a company. This is a business entity that's designed to protect your risk. So that if something happens bad on one property, it only happens bad in that one little division, and it does not bleed onto all your other hard work. Okay. I'm going to show you how these work and why you need them. It acts as a protective shield. Okay. People are going to come at you when they find out you have assets. Right now, you're like, I want to tell everybody I made it and I got a bunch of houses. I did that one time too. Big mistake. Okay. Now we're going to do it a different way. You want to look like you're anonymous, and you don't have barely enough money to get home with gas. And you know why you want to do that? It's because you're not a target. Because when people find out you have money, guess what they're going to do? They're going to come after you. They're going to find something's wrong with you. Okay. They're going to try to Robin Hood you. What was Robin Hood famous for? Take it from the rich and give it to the poor. And he was justified because he was stealing from the rich and giving it to the needy. Okay. That's what they'll try to do to you if you think you have wealth. It's flexible and affordable. How much does an LLC cost?
$100, $200.
Can you go online tonight and form an LLC?
Yep.
Absolutely. Okay. Does anybody know the website offhand?
Ohio.
Services.
SOS.gov. Yes.
OhioSOS.gov. You fill out one form. They want to know who's the handler or the representative. You say this is a real estate business. Okay, and that's it. Okay. Now, maybe the most important thing I want to talk about tonight is how many people, let's get to this first, the tax benefits. Another big reason why you want an LLC is there are limitations on your property that's privately owned, how much you can write off per year. I think the threshold is $3,000 per property if you own it in your what's called your naked name. You say my name is John Doe. If I have my property in John Doe's name, I only get so much write-off, even if I need a roof or whatever else. But if I have it in an LLC, it's all you can eat. All of it's a write-off. I mean, all of it. There's no limit. So if you're working on a rehab, all right, you got some cost overruns, an extra $10,000, all right, it's a write-off. Still hurts, but it's a write-off. You get some of it back. You get a third of it back. Okay. So we want to get into these. They're 99 bucks a piece. Okay. All right. And you can do it tonight if you want. This is an example on the bottom. Name your LLC after the property address. Okay. Example, 126 Maple Lane, LLC. All right. That means if somebody's hunting you for your wealth, they see, well, 126, probably some attorney or something. I'm not going to mess with it. It's a layer of protection. Okay. Now, can they pierce this corporate veil? Theoretically, it is possible. It's very difficult because you have to show what's called gross negligence and intent to harm somebody. Intent is very, very, very difficult to prove in a court because you don't know what the other person is thinking during intent. How many people own property in this class or on the Zoom? Raise your hand if you own a piece of property. Okay. Raise your hand if you own the property in your naked name and not an LLC. Keep your hand up.
Oh, the bank owns.
No, I'm not talking about the mortgage. Okay. Who's the title in? Is the title in your name or is it an LLC? Raise your hand if you have property in your naked name. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Zoomers, this goes for
personal property.
Personal, anything, land, you name it. Okay. If you own something in your naked name and you have a bad night, you fall asleep at the wheel and you hit somebody, hit a kid, or hit somebody and kill somebody, you can say goodbye to that house because they're coming for it. They have seminars for lawyers that are trained to look up all your assets instantly that you left in your naked name. And any mistake you make, they're coming after it. That's how scary it is. So for the people that have their property, maybe it's their own home, I don't know, in their naked name, by next week, I need you to get that in an LLC named after the address. Because all the hard work you put in this house could vanish instantly. I've seen it many, many times. Yes.
How does it help? If you made a bad act, people come out to beat you. If you own the LLC, go after the LLC.
They can't go after the LLC. The LLC is a different entity. It's like a different person.
If you own it.
It doesn't matter. I can own an S Corp, C Corp, that's a different entity. The only way they can get to me through 126 Maple Lane is they have to prove in writing that I knew of a defect and I repeatedly didn't violate something. And for example, if a tenant says you need to fix this step, put it in writing. You need to fix this step, put it in writing. They do that 3 times, and the 3rd time they fall and break their ankle, they're going to sue you and they're going to pierce that veil. They're going to come after you personally because they can't, because you knew about it and they can prove you knew about it. Okay, and you never acted responsibly. That's very, very difficult. That's why you pay $99 is to have that in that security blanket of not being you. Okay, you can put cars in LLCs. Okay, yes.
How do you avoid the due on sale?
How do we avoid what's called the due on sale clause? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, put in your notebook, there is no due on sale jail, okay? If you transfer your house tomorrow morning into your LLC named after your address, okay? First of all, your note is probably so sold 500 times, they don't care or know. They don't monitor this as long as you're making your payment. If they did question it, you are doing it, and this is the blanket get out of jail card that they can't stop you with. I'm doing it for estate planning purposes. Okay, and I own the LLC as well. I go, oh, okay, you own the LLC? You're doing it for estate planning? Okay, fine. We didn't know. Have a nice day. Okay, what that due on sale clause is there for is if you try to sell it to somebody else, sell the property, an arm's length transaction, take the money and go. Don't pay the bank. That's what it's there for. That's the intent. But you're putting a estate planning protection level, you're putting it in your own LLC. So they cannot question what that.
Do you quit claim it or you just transfer it?
For me, I quit claim. When I buy them, I'll buy them in my LLC right off the bat. But if you've got something you need a loan on, okay, you have to have $1 million in assets before you can go get, you know, Pinnacle investment property loan. You have to show a ton of assets. Otherwise, they want you to sign by the naked name, John Doe, Mike Dennis, whatever. They want a personal name. So if I have to put it in that name temporarily, I'll wait 3 or 4 months, and then I'll put it in a LLC. Okay, because what have they done with the loan by then? It's sold it. It's been sold to somebody in Chicago, then to Seattle, then to Miami. That thing's been spun around. All they do is originate it and dump it. As long as you're making the payment, they could care less. And they don't have to, is this Susie Jones paying the Susie Jones house? No. It could be your grandmother paying. They could care less. They're like, is this current? They're paying on? Okay, fine. That's it. So they don't have like a policing of it. And what you're doing is very legal, and it's unacceptable not to, because you've worked hard for that property. You make one mistake, they're coming after you. Okay, you have a slip and fall at one of your rental properties, they're coming after you. Okay, unless you put it in separate, non-bleeding LLCs.
So each door has to have its own address, LLC.
Each home, I don't like to use the word doors, so each property should have, in a theoretical world, if I buy something on 9th Street, it should say 777 9th Street LLC.
So that means you're actually paying the actual, paying $100.
I'm paying $100 because it's the best investment I've ever made. It's a one-time only. Here in California, it's $800 per year.
So it's $99 for each?
No, $99 for each. If you need the $99 to protect your assets and you don't have it, you call me. Be serious. I will give you the damn $99 to protect your assets.
You give me the $99?
If it comes down to that, I will.
You see, I acquired some companies that they said will die.
So say it again.
The Pace Morbid thing, you would say, go and open it with PCAs, Prime Corporate Services. They did it for me, you know, because I had no idea about the operational agreement and all the things, and I write it up and so on.
You're in the spider web. Okay, just be careful. You can do this $99. Has anybody done one by themselves? Raise your hand. Look, you got a classroom with people that will walk you through it. Call one of them. Right? All these people will help you. Let's just go, okay, get on the website, and there's like 4 boxes you fill out.
Yeah, that's really pretty simple.
Steve, would you help her if she needed?
Yeah, you could do it in 20 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's people all around. You go, look, I really don't know what I'm doing with this. Can I get your phone number? Will you walk me through this or something like that? They will walk you through it.
www.ohiosos.gov.
Say it really loud for the people again.
www.ohiosos.gov.
The SOS stands for Secretary of State. Okay, not help me. My ship is sinking. Okay.
So what do you do for list what is that called? The one that's a mail guy. These state like agent.
They're going to ask you for a statutory agent.
Yeah.
Okay. You can put an attorney or you. It doesn't really matter. This is a wooden shield. I'm going to describe this to you. A wooden shield. A trust is a metal shield. It costs 10 times more, at least $1,000 to $1,500. And then you can really put it off radar. How many properties do I own in a trust? None. How many properties do I have in various LLCs all over the country? Every one of them. Okay. Because an LLC is more than adequate for me at what I'm doing. Now, if I had one I love you house that I'm gonna live forever, my forever house, I'm gonna put it in a trust, fine. Okay. But your day in, day out business, you don't need to trust it because you got to have trustees involved. It's 15 times more expensive. Okay, it's great. You're gonna keep it, but you don't really need it. Okay, on most of your deals. Any questions?
Do you?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's not, somebody was telling me to make a trust and put the LLCs under the trust.
You can. You can have an umbrella trust and have the LLCs underneath it. That's for different levels of protection. And I encourage that if you want to do that. Listen, I've been in it for 33 years. An LLC is more than adequate 99% of the time.
Okay.
Want to get in a trust and spend the $1,500 to $2,000 instead of $99, you can do it.
Does it? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Does it make a difference for taxes?
It does not make a difference for taxes because it's its own separate entity.
Okay. So then you just doing taxes for every LLC.
Correct. Okay. It's a little bit more cumbersome, but trust me, if something goes wrong,
yeah.
I tell people openly when I do radio or television, they ask me, what's my biggest mistake? Is I had 38 rental properties all paid off in the same LLC.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't get sued, but I got on what's much worse is the Department of Neighborhoods radar. So I got 22 correction orders the next day from the city, miraculously.
Wow.
They just, oh, you got this many properties. We got ourselves a live fish over here. And that's exactly what they do. They're coming for it. Okay. So you have to look like these are individual cells and individual pockets. You're protected. Now, once you're protected, ladies and gentlemen, you can't go backwards. The worst that can happen to you is you lose 126 maybe. That's it. It's still not good, but way better than losing a whole collection. Okay. So I'm containing your bleeding. There's a little bit of extra bookkeeping involved, a few extra $100 involved, but believe me, that's the way you want it. Okay. Yes.
What do you think about Series LLC?
Excuse me, say it.
Series LLC.
I mean,
you do in Ohio, but
it's up to each individual owner. I mean, 99% of the time, if you just do what we talked about, you're going to be in good shape. There's all kind of spin-offs from this for trusts related to LLCs, who's the parent company. You could spin it 12 different ways. But for your protection, it's affordable. So if something happens to you in life, you don't lose your main home, please, ladies and gentlemen, by next Wednesday, make an effort to quit claim your assets into a protective cell LLC. All right. If you do that, I'll put your name on my hard hat myself. Okay. Because I can't let you walk around naked like this. You're exposed. Something happens to you, you hit a kid on a bicycle with your car, anything can go wrong. Okay. All right. Just protect that asset.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if you have a commercial property and it's in so the commercial property is in my daughter's name, but I run the business out of it. Should she also do the same thing? Should I have her do the same thing?
I need to know more information about it. Is the property name in an LLC?
No, the business is, but not the property.
You own the building?
I own the building, but it's in her name because I had got sick and I thought if something happened to me, it's just easier if everything was already in her name.
Okay.
But I run a business out of the property.
Still put it in an LLC.
Okay. Okay.
because you're accidentally risking her.
Right.
If
Okay.
she gets a car accident, she'll lose the building you gave her.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, see, I won't step forward with you, ladies and gentlemen, unless you protect yourselves. You have to put that wooden shield around you so that you feel like you're invincible. When you've got that shield, okay, remember the movie Predator? Okay, I mean, this predator was unstoppable when he was invisible. Okay, you need to be invisible at the right time. Don't be a target for some attack.
What about the Wyoming? Because they say it's anonymous, they cannot get any information.
She asked about a Wyoming LLC. I don't think you need to do that.
Okay.
Just get an Ohio LLC if the property. I just bought a piece of land in I bought this morning. I bought property in Mississippi and Arkansas, and I use my Ohio LLC. Okay. In other words, I want a base level that doesn't come on to the human being. Yes, you have a question? Okay. All right. Now that we know how to protect our castle, it's time to hunt, Lions. Time to hunt. All right.
One more question.
Go ahead.
So with what I just heard, I really don't have to worry about my credit. Am I correct? Just make that LLC and I can get started.
Well, I mean, if you have a property and you want to put it in an LLC, that's just a quick claim deed.
No, I don't have a property. So I'm saying this is Twana, I talked to you earlier. I can just go ahead and make that LLC and get started.
You can. You absolutely can. You can make that name anytime you want. And we'll show you how to fill it with properties coming up.
Okay.
All right, Lions, time to go hunting. Okay. Every lion has a territory. So will you. These are characteristics about where you're going to hunt. Okay, the first one is not an area in decline. Give me an area in decline. Name one. East Cleveland?
I don't want to say it.
Right. Is that true? Is East Cleveland in decline? Yeah. You're talking about the city of East Cleveland or the whole eastern part of Cleveland?
The city of East Cleveland. Suburb.
He's saying suburbs. You're saying the city.
It's supposed to be a suburb, but East Cleveland, the city.
And declining population and all.
So East Cleveland is its own city, metropolitan city, correct?
Yes, yeah, with a lot of lights.
Okay. And you're saying that is going backwards.
Yeah, then go.
Okay. All right. Anybody disagree? If people see that as an opportunity, maybe they'll come back up. It's like buying a stock that is.
There are well invested in this Cleveland.
There are a lot of kids going on there.
Oh, the opportunity is there because you can get it so cheap.
The opportunity is there because the price is depressed.
They're about to build.
Okay, we have low price targets, right? Give me another area in decline. Doesn't have to be necessary in the Cleveland area, just give me an area.
Cleveland.
The whole city of Cleveland?
Youngstown.
Youngstown. Okay. Toledo has faced some economic challenges. Detroit has faced some challenges. Okay. Baltimore. St. Louis.
Akron.
Akron. And does it depend on which side of town you're on sometimes? Okay. Is the east side different from the west side in some cities? Absolutely. Okay. That's why we want to know. Even when we say no area in decline, you got to go more specific. Because there's parts of Cincinnati that are better than other parts. There's parts of Columbus that are better than other parts. Okay. We want to know which side is the side. But you know what? There's people that take the gamble, say, look, the prices are depressed in this area. I can get in. There's a little city in Cleveland called Tremont. Ever heard of that? You couldn't give properties away there years ago. Couldn't give them away. Today, it's a different story. All right. So some people have the vision to say, you know what? I'm going to get ahead of the curve. Okay. And I'm going to buy it when it's depressed. Hopefully it'll come back. Now, some areas come back. Detroit is coming back. Okay. Toledo is starting to show signs of life. Okay. lot of these cities are fighting back. They want to come back. Okay? So no area in decline. Second one, I want you to stay within one, especially county. Okay, when you first start. You're first starting because there's a lot of rules in Lorain County, Medina County, Cuyahoga County, okay, that are different than where you're at, especially when you get into the city. We're going to talk about this next week, but the city of Cleveland came up with some rules recently. Okay. I'm talking about lead-based. I'm talking about point of sale. I'm talking about all kinds of different rules. Now, as soon as you walk outside that city, it's a different playground. So do you want to play in that territory or not? Okay. What's an area, I'm going to get to this, that has a lot of what are called point of sale? Let me get to that. Let me hold that thought. State no bigger than 1,000 properties. That's a lot of properties. Don't bite off more than you can chew. You don't need a footprint like I have nationally. You just have to have something locally that you know the area. Okay? You have to know that when you go north of 30th Street, it's not so friendly. You have to know that. Okay? Because your scouts are going to come to you with a deal. Say, look, this is a great deal. It's over here on the 20th Street. Like, I don't want to do 20th. I got to have it higher than 30th. Okay? So know where it cuts off. No larger than 1,000 properties. Affordable price range. How many of you will openly admit that you watch HGTV, okay, and think that that's how it really is? Anybody want to raise their hand? Nobody.
I don't like
Okay. Come on, it's fix and flip. The contractors show up on time with perfect hair, okay? And they're so friendly, and they show up on time, and they're affordable, they're hardworking and sober, okay? Which is all a lie.
I was watching the show last night, and they was trying to make these numbers look good, and the guy, he had a $12,000 fence, so he was over budget. So he talked to his GC and he said, well, I talked to the contractor because we give him so much business. He took his price from $12,000 to do this fence to $7,500. Like, who's going to discount 40% because you give him a lot of business? Like,
that's the kind of businessman I want to be around. Yeah. I watched it a few times and like, well, we got this bad house for 1.6 million. It needs 400,000 in cosmetics, and we hope to make over $100,000 when we're done. I'm like, those are terrible numbers. You'd be lucky if you break even, okay? And then they try to pretend like they're struggling, or they're like, I can't decide what color I want for my backsplash. Is it pink or peppermint? I don't know. And they'll cut to a commercial. What drama? What drama? I'm thinking, man, in Akron and Cleveland, we don't know how to say the word backsplash. We don't even know if it's got the back of a roof. Okay? So that's the reality we face. All right, some of it is just entertainment. All right? So keep within your budget, ladies and gentlemen. Look, we all want the trophy properties, $1 million properties. Those are sexy. You don't make any money off those. Do you make more off Fords or Ferraris? Fords by a mile. That's why they make more of them. Okay, don't shop in the Ferrari section. That's boutique. All right. That's when you have so much money you don't know what to do with it. You just want to write off. Okay, you're a few steps away from that. When I started out in budget properties, 30,000 and under. I became really good at it, working my way up to 50s and then hundreds, and then you'll feel it out. Guess what happened? Even when I got money for bigger ones, I don't go to the bigger ones because there's no money. And the profits are so thin. If I'm going to make $100,000, I don't want to risk $1 million to do it. I can do two $50,000 flips right across the street and make that much without risking all the money. Don't try to impress your neighbors. They don't care about you. Okay? Remember what I said, in 50 to 100 years, we'll be forgotten. They're not gonna show up at your funeral. Okay, they're not gonna put flowers on your grave. Just do your thing. Make the most money for you and your family. Don't try to show off. Last one is investor-friendly area. Okay, give me an area that's not investor-friendly around here. And tell me why.
The heights.
Say the heights areas. Why are the heights such an unfriendly area for investors?
And the escrow.
Point of sale, POS. Some people call it piece of, never mind. But other people call it point of sale. All right. Now, if you go on the website, you'll see that there's dozens of cities, not just on the east side. They've got it in Lakewood too. It'll go through what's called a point of sale inspection. What does that mean?
He comes through and marks up violations that you have to get a quote and have that money put in escrow before you can take the property.
It gets very tedious and very expensive. Can you do the work many times? No, you have to have one of their people do it at very top prices. So by the time you think you're getting a great deal and you add up all these expenses, I've got an institution I'm working with right now who thinks they're going to get around the point of sale in Warrensville Heights. They don't know what I know, that the basement is cracked and flooded. Okay. But they have the wise idea to evict the current people because they're blocking the sale. Like, that lady ain't blocking the sale. Okay. That's not how it's working. They're going to find out it's a double inspection area in Warrensville Heights, inside and outside.
Yeah, right. Not every city has both.
Not every city has both. Some have just inside.
Okay. Or just outside.
Or just outside. You got to find out if you're investing in these areas, do they have a point of sale? What just hit Cleveland? Cleveland now on vacant properties is going to have a point of sale. Yes. Now, what's that going to do to its prices?
Oh, it's just on vacant property?
I'm told it's supposed to be on vacant property only, which is a whole different genre, because does that mean between tenants in and out? Does that mean it's been vacant for a year or temporarily vacant? Okay, so they're going to fight over that. So in an effort to clean up, they're changing the rules. They're going to make it very difficult on investors because you're going to get it cheap. Then what? Because now you gotta get these contractors at full price, and then what looked like a deal wasn't a deal. That's what I mean. You learn where to hunt, ladies and gentlemen.
But then not every city does escrow either.
Some cities do what's called escrow.
Right. So Euclid is one of them that got rid of their escrow.
My point is, if you're doing east side, west side, or certain cities, know the rules and regulations. Southern Ohio doesn't have any of these regulations. You can do whatever you want. They don't even have an e-check for their car. You don't even have to have a muffler. Okay. When I go down and speak in Cincinnati or Columbus and I tell them about an e-check for your car, they're like, what? And then a point of sale, they're like, what? They're like, what? And then you have snow from the lake. They're like, yeah. They go, why would anyone live there? And I'm like, I don't know. Now I think about it. So they make fun of us in Southern Ohio because we have all these challenges here. Okay. They have none of that down there. I mean, none of it. Okay. They have no lake effect snow. I have my buddies in Columbus. I'm like, man, we got 3 inches of snow today. He goes, that's 65 and sunny here. What's the problem? I'm in Columbus. I'm like, what? You know. So that's what we have, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. This is where I want you to decide where you're going to hunt. Lions got to have their own territory. So do you. Okay. I don't care where you hunt. Okay. But find out where your geographic grid is to start. Now, talked about this the other night. We'll talk about it again. I want to know for you in a wealth building class, which is the most important and which one is the least important between your time, your money, or your health. Okay, we'll go around the room. Steve, what's the most important and what's the least important?
I would say health is most important, money is least. Without health, you can't really enjoy your time.
So you would rank health as the most important. And you would put money dead last. All right, Greg, what do you think about that? You agree with that?
I'm gonna go with mine is most important time because you can't buy time.
Okay.
And then health will come and money is last.
So your time is more important than your health, and money would be last.
Steve Jobs had the health.
Say
Steve Jobs, the Apple guy, he died because of cancer.
A billionaire. Okay. Is there anybody that has money number one? You're in a wealth building class. And none of you will rank me money number one. Is that true that money doesn't mean anything to you?
It means a lot to you, but if you can't achieve either one of them without.
It is one of the three top things.
You need your health.
You
need your health.
Is there anybody that has money number two on their list? Nobody has money as number two. So everybody has money as number three, dead last. Okay.
I agree. You can't buy. No one can change the time. Everybody has the same time.
Most of the time, if you don't have money, your health is not good too.
Maybe money can buy health and time.
Money can buy you some time.
Money can buy health and it can buy time too, maybe.
Well, there's an old expression, ladies and gentlemen, that a block of gold can never buy you back a block of time. Okay.
Can you repeat that, please?
I said a block of gold cannot buy a block of time.
Oh.
Does it matter sometimes your age when you look at this? If you're somebody who is maybe just in college and you think, well, I've never had a health problem, what's the big deal? Okay, but I'm dead broke, so right now I'm after money. Is that wrong for them to say that? If you're in your 70s, okay, or 80s or 90s in your age, what do you think would be number one on that list? Health or time?
Time.
Because time is running short. Okay. Now, are health and time, when you get older, connected? It could be.
Yes.
Yeah. It could be. Because if you have bad health, it will shorten your time. That's true. All right. Does anybody have time as number one? Two people? Rick, tell me why you feel strong about time as number one.
Well, like I was saying, you can't purchase time. And time is something that you'll never get back. You may get recuperate something from your health or get like an implant that benefits your health, but time, that's something you can never get back.
And that's what you hold most precious.
Yes.
Right? Do you agree with that?
I agree with what he said, yes.
That your time is most precious.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it is, because you never will get it back, and you look back and you think, all this time that it went by, you'll never get it again. You gotta kind of just go from there. So yeah, my time is.
Anybody agree with that?
No.
Charles, you think different?
What can it do with time if your health is not good?
Some people are unhealthy and then they get themselves back to a healthy state. But to his point, time is time.
Good. Everybody has the same 24 hours. If you don't have your health, it really doesn't matter because the time's gonna run out whenever it's gonna run out.
Are we getting into something crossing over with the difference between time and quality time? Because would you rather live to be 90 in a bad body, in bad health, or rather live to be shorter in quality time? So is it about quality time or just time in itself? Yes.
We lived in a building where a lot of the residents were very old, Florida. And I met one lady, she was very, very sick. But she wouldn't die. So she approached me one day and she said, long life is great if your health is good.
I think there's a lot to that.
Time was her biggest enemy.
Because she was suffering in poor health, time wasn't an asset, it was a liability. Where you believe she just wanted to cross over. That's the first thing. There's some people that are in such poor health, the time isn't what you think it is. Time doesn't serve them. Okay, they see it as a roadblock.
Reach a point of diminishing returns.
Say it again.
You reach a point of diminishing returns.
Yeah. Do you want to live forever?
Ew. No.
Period. Do you want to live forever? Yeah, that's part of it. She's got a new cable subscription. Yeah. It rolls over. Charles, tell me why. Do you want to live forever?
Yeah, I want to live like a Noah. 900 years, why not?
Wants to live 900 years.
I can do everything. I can be a cab driver. I can be a real estate. I can really accomplish a lot. I can do a psychologist. I can be a doctor. I can be a lawyer. I can do so much funny things.
If you're investing, if you're going to live for 900, you probably want to buy some rental properties now. Because you'd be like 900 years from now, like you paid 100,000 for that place. That's what a steal. I go, well, I bought it back in 2024. Like, you must be 1,000 years old. Like, yeah, I am. Now, the reason I did this, ladies and gentlemen, is to show you something. This is an example of three-dimensional teaching. That's what I did. When you first heard this, it went to your mind. See your facial expression. It made you think. Then it went to your heart. You're like, hey, man, what's important? This is kind of deep. It makes you think. You're going to ask, when you get home tonight, you're going to ask your spouse, hey, man, just curious, what's the most important, what's the least important to you? And you might be shocked at what they say. Okay, you might be shocked at what they say. There's nobody that has a wrong take on this. I think it depends on the person, their age, where they're at. If your health is failing, well, health is number one. Most people want to emphasize whatever they're deficient. They don't have a lot of time. Man, I just have time. I can spend with my kids and my family. That's what's most important. Okay, that's important. Or if somebody that's just can't find the money, say, look, if I had the money, I'd make everything else work. I talk to a lot of people in this industry that say that. They just think, oh, if I had that kind of money, I would have no problem. That's completely false. Like, what's the song? More money, more problems. Okay, you don't think it till you get there. Okay, but it's not what you think. It is. Okay. So we say as a group that health is our number one. Is that right? That's what we're going with. And time is our number two. That's what you're going with. And money is number three. Like I said, is there anybody even on Zoom that doesn't have money ranked number three? Tell me. We're going to talk about money this whole class. This is dead last for you. Maybe I should be talking about time and health.
Money and time tied.
Are money and time tied for number one or number two?
They're for number two, but money and time, to me, they work together.
What would you rather have more of or less of? If I give you all
right
the money,
now, more money. I would like to have more money right now.
All right. If I called my buddy the devil, and he came to you with a block of gold, but he wanted your life, would you trade him?
Not right now, no. No, I have to have the time to spend the money.
So when would that time come? When I'm going to send you the devil with a block of gold. When do you want it?
It's just gonna depend on how long I get to spend the money, because I'll invest the money and it'll turn over and over and over. So it'll be an endless amount of time that he'll have to give me.
Devil ain't going to wait around. He's going to want your soul. Okay, for that block of gold. I mean, it's going to be like a short mortgage. I'm telling you. Now we're having a little fun with it, but you get to see. I want you to think, and I'm excited to see the monies that last. Okay. I mean, we're a wealth building class and we're empowerment, yeah, and all these things. But you have the sense and the ability to say, hey, there's things bigger than wealth, much bigger. Okay, you don't know that when you're suffering from wealth. You think that's the only thing that is. You know something funny about people who have wealth? They never talk about it. The only people that talk about money are who? People that don't got it. People that don't have it. People that have it, you never bring it up. It's in poor taste. I learned that accidentally one day. If you bring up money around people that have money, they won't put you in the circle anymore. I'm not kidding. They'll cut you right out. Okay. Any questions about this? All right, gang. Did great tonight. Here's what I want you to do. By next Wednesday, I want you to bring a friend or partner. We're trying to fill all the seats. We want your membership at the club. Okay. Real fast, going around the horn. Is there anybody that's, I know the people that have come back for the second time that they're in. Is there anybody that has not paid for the class yet that still wants to participate? Has everybody paid that's been in here? Do I have that? Is anybody not? If you've taken the class, if you haven't paid, see her at the end. She'll get you hooked up. We'll get you on the payroll there. But if you paid, don't worry about it. If you have not, or you're coming back for a second time, don't worry about it. We're gonna make sure that all the paid customers do their bit. Same with the Zoom. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like the show, I want to see you here next week. I don't want to see you on Zoom every week. So we got great food coming. Okay. And we've got another deep talk. We're going to talk about next week is being a housing provider, how to be a landlord, how to buy rental properties, how to get them fixed up, how to take the right tenant, okay, and do all those things. So we're going to hit that hard next week. So that's going to be 4 hours straight of that. Okay, but please bring a friend next week. We got some empty seats here. We want to fill them. Okay. Any other questions before we leave tonight?
Do I discuss with you or her how much it's going to be for the person that I'm bringing?
Tell her that you want to do a combo of 2 people.
Okay.
Okay, that'll save you a little bit of money if you're doing the 2 combo. Okay. All right. But yeah, I would bring, if you've got a partner or a family member, bring them. Okay. If you find value in this, listen, ladies and gentlemen, even if you get 1 or 2 nuggets a night that change your path, it's worth it. I'm shooting a lot of water at you every night. You're not supposed to drink at all. But if you get something that says, hey, that's what I needed to go right. Okay, that's good. Any questions by Zoom before we wrap it up? Anybody in the audience before we wrap it up? Okay, yeah, great job. I'll see you next week. Make sure you pay on the way out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Yep, thanks, guys. See you next week.
Thank